Grr. Grr. I'm gonna blame crates for this. Oh, that pisses me off so much. And I have no one to blame but myself, I think. I'm pretty sure I just moving stuff around hit the stop streaming button. Ah! Well, I guess I'm gonna do orbs real quick while I wait for everybody to come back. I'm going to refund that scat cat. Oh, I can't believe that happened. And I'm pretty sure it was me that did it. Ah. Thank you for telling me, by the way, Ganna. I don't know, or do I? Hi, Chewy. About to bring Redacted to me. Ganna probably knows then. I know how to pose when it comes to IRL. I need someone to take pics for me. Hi, Max. Hi, Yulind, been a sec. He took someone's dick. Goddamn what? Walkie time. One day we will get a leashland. One day. Good luck with walkies. So it's like a spicy photo type of thing? Kinda. Bye, Yulind. Offline, I don't know. Did they accidentally turn off stream? I think I did. That was the quickest cutoff ever. You start walking around Jack and Taxter levels. God, man. I need everybody to come back so I can, like, respond to individual things. I'm gonna blame crates for this. Hi, Saribot. Hi, Saribot. Oh, welcome back, Yuli. VIP ticket. Hi again, no taxes. But yeah, like I said. So it's a spicy photo you sometimes take. I've only taken spicy photo sets twice. I would like it to be a more regular thing. I would like for it to be, I do a new outfit and I do a photo set for it. And what kind of needs to happen is I need to do catch up and do a photo set for all of my existing outfits. So what happened? Either the stream died and turned off, or what I think happened is moving things around, I hit the, like I grabbed OBS by the stop streaming button. Which fucking sucks. And it's basically my fault. Oh wait, never mind. They're called not safe for work photos. So what would happen is I would probably, like let's say I did a photo shoot. I would probably put some on Twitter, advertise, you know, the new outfit for stream, and then also advertise, you know, full photo shoot on Blue Twitch. We're back. I do pay attention to your story sometimes. I want to try a new Blue Bear game. How to walk most comfy. Wait, never mind. They're called not to work. Oh, Neo. Trying to murder people's streaks, SMH. It's not going to affect the streaks. Hi, Tram. There's 15-minute streak protection. And so if somebody got a streak from the first part of stream, and then I ended stream and then went back, they're not going to lose it. They're still going to have their streak. Because I wasn't offline for more than 15 minutes. Thankfully. Tis good, hi Foss. Tram, why is that a Chloe thing? Chloe thing? Also, hi Foss. I need a drink.
Hi. Yeah, you do. Fucking thirsty bitch.
Ugh. How long did you play Path of Exile last night?
7 hours?
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying, I was like, I'm gonna finish this map and then I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm really tired. Because there was a moment where I was like really tired and then all of a sudden I guess second wind happened and actually started happening after happening. I was like, okay. And I just ended up, I was gonna end at like 4 hours and then I ended up going like 3 more.
I was doing avatar work, so I didn't play too much yesterday. But what I did, I'm like the strongest I've ever felt in that game. I feel so fucking strong.
Z was yelling through their monitor at me, dude, at some of my shit. Cause dude, I was still using that -30 to all resistances necklace. They're like, please. I also didn't realize amulets can have plus level skills to them.
Yes.
They can have up to +3 all skill level. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like the most important thing for minion builds.
Yeah, that's the most important thing for any build, I think. Because plus fucking 3 plus 3 skill levels is insane because it's base damage.
I mean,
so,
yes, but like with minions specifically, that's the only way to scale them. Like you don't get more dexterity and your minions do more damage. The only way to scale them is literally minion damage or minion levels.
Yeah.
So that I guess I just want to say I was aware of that because
there is the like new.
It's super important for minions.
There's the new. Yeah, there is the like new like Archon of Death for like skeleton minions and stuff, like Puppet Master, whatever those skills are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know much about them. I just know there's something. Either way, I digress. So yeah, I got a +2 because it was more affordable, and that was enough to literally counteract the loss of 50% damage. Like I looked at my skills DPS and it was like no difference almost. It was a little bit less, but it was like 2 levels. That's not even the 3 levels. 2 levels is enough to make up for 50% DPS loss.
Mm-hmm.
And now I actually, can take a fucking hit.
Yeah.
I had -34 lightning resistance.
That is really bad.
Now I have, oh yeah, I also had like a level like 30-something, 20-something helmet, and my boots were really old too.
Mm-hmm.
I made it pretty far with like the worst gear possible.
Gear is weird in Path of Exile, because like, it's just hard to like get better gear sometimes. I'm always like looking for minion levels on like helm and stuff. And it feels like you can't get them until like you're at least level 40. Like it just can't roll on helms below level 40. Granted,
the easiest way to get minion level on everything is actually to do it before, like once you get to level 5. Because if you go past level 5, other things start to interrupt it. So what you do is when you make your character, you get them to X level, and then you roll at the dude, whatever his name is, Finn, I think, in the first area.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a very, very high likelihood on all 3 of the things that give minion level to give you +1 minion level. I actually did that on my skeleton person, so I have like +3 minion level total.
It just feels like I never see it on gear until I'm like level 40.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Also, is that Icy and Chow form, right? Yes, can confirm. Oh man, it would have been really evil if they lose it for that reason. Uh-oh, good luck avoiding spoilers, Yulind. Oh, God. What game is it? Just what game are they talking about? Also, who's the game hair, homie? Green hair, homie? That is Fortuitous Foss. Tell Foss to get his big-ass head out of the beach. I'm trying to stare at Yulind's ass and his Abby is distracting.
What? Don't.
Giraffe says to get your big-ass head out of the beach. I don't think it's in the beach. I think you're actually floating in the sky, but...
Can't believe it. Whatever. I'm gonna see if I can hunt an Arch-Tempered Arc Belt while walking again today, but my legs hurt a lot after yesterday, so we're gonna kind of like see if it becomes too bad. I'm just gonna fucking stop.
Wait, that was... Icy wasn't here. Icy left for the Blue Bear game. Was that you, Ganna? Whoever it was like hiding behind the console, so I could see them in OBS, but I couldn't see them in the world. Why don't you get on so we could stare at your ass? Icy was there. Oh, cool. So no, I think it was Ganna, because Ganna was here a moment ago. I can't believe I hit the fucking stop streaming button. I'm so like, Man.
What did you do? You hit the stop streaming button, you fucking idiot.
Everything was in excess overlay and I was moving around. Don't fucking push me when I feel bad about this.
Sorry. But also
No, you're fucking not. Hi, Kodiak.
Really?
It's fine.
Really
It's
funny.
fine. Is it really funny?
It's pretty fucking funny if any streamer hits stop streaming by accident.
I don't think it's funny. Cause like nobody,
That's 'cause-
everybody just gets upset by it.
Oh fuck, okay, hold on.
No, I never got on
do
VR
that?
chat. It was just a good thing I turned up when I did. Oh, I mean, so I would have realized eventually, right? I would have been reading message and then I would have seen like, uh-oh, and then I would have seen the thing and I'd be like, fuck!
I need to go wash my hands real quick. I accidentally pulled my. I was like trying to angle my mic in a way that would be best for what I'm about to do, but I accidentally pulled my mic arm out of its like socket that holds onto the desk, and so I had to go like aim it back in, but I touched it at the bottom, and it's just all black.
Ugh.
I assume like grease or something.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm just like, I need to go wash.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gross. Go deal with that. Stimkey plant. So you never a cute homie on Yulind stream. I won't spoil it for you, Yulind. But you're going to be very happy. They usually stream VR chat related stuff. Hey Cairo, hi. Oh no, you've seen me before. I just never got on today. If you see a Tails Chow, that's me. We had Icy Fire with us. Hi, Kimmy. We had Icy Fire with us for the first hour during stretches. Then when we came to crates, I think we had Ganna briefly. And so I think that was Ganna back there. What was I talking about earlier? I was going to say something about Goshu. We were talking about cameras. And I think we were talking about the redacted joke. Which, now I don't even know if the people that we made it with are here. If Chewy's here and they want to know, I'll explain it. Puppy spotted. Yeah. I know. You're not on. You're at work at the moment. Hi, cute wiggle. Ah, I want another drink. Techno, I know you're that cute Tails Chow, homie. Ugh.
You can hear me from here, right?
Yes. You're very clearly across the room, but yes.
Okay.
Yesterday we did our walk. I napped in VR. I woke up from nap and I ended up just talking to people until like 7 p.m. I literally was in VR for 10 hours yesterday. I keep expecting the Sammy drink me. Sammy's probably watching.
Not die. How does your stuff not die, actually? You just constantly charge it, or?
So my trackers, those have track strap batteries. So those will last like 16 hours.
No, that I had some of those, although
Yeah.
I think a little weird on some of them. I need more of them.
Across the room, this one here is. Are you gonna walk on your treadmill?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's just walking on his treadmill, so he's like across the room from his mic.
Well, I'm starting now, but I'm gonna be hunting tempered art belt again while I walk.
Right. My hands last about 6 hours. And so when I actually finish stream, usually after 3 or 4 hours, I will plug them in while I go do my break. And if my break is like food and a shower, they will usually get up to like 80% charge. Like they actually get like 2 hours of charge from that break. And so then I will nap in VR. And usually by like 4 p.m., that's when my hands are like blinking red and they're like, dude, it's been so long. Please, we're out of power. And that's usually about when they're dying. If I really want to keep talking to people, I will go get an extension cord and plug in the chargers to the extension cord. And I'll just be tethered because, you know, once I wake up from the nap, I'm not doing anything. I'm basically just laying there. So it's not the worst to be tethered to the wall.
Yeah.
But, yesterday, Yesterday, the person was like, it'd be so cute if your hands died and you were defenseless. And so that was kind of the joke for 2 hours.
Oh.
Yulind tied up.
Trying to figure out if he could say the thing or not.
Well, it's... Oh, boy, walking time. Hi, Joe. It's... We were joking about, like, oh, you don't have hands, so you're defenseless. But, like, unironically, kind of like that, because it was like, oh, I need to sneeze. Oh, I literally can't mute. This fucking sucks. And they're like, yeah, this is what it's like. I joined back to hear the treadmill ASMR. But Pondage Lind would be cute. Hello, Naked. Hi, Zachy Lucky. I would be so cute if you died and were handsless. Okay, 1, it would be so cute. 2, no dying. Nobody's dying, Zuby. The batteries for the hands are dying. No person is dying. And then didn't have hands.
Instantly uninterested now. No death and destruction. Well, I'm out of here.
Dude, I saw a Dungeons and Dragons meme recently that was like, every party of Dungeons and Dragons has that one mage that they're like, I cast, and the rest of the party is just like, don't you fucking do it! Don't you dare fucking cast Fireball! I cast Fireball! And like, I saw that, I was like, that's fucking Zooey. That's just fucking Zooey. We played Divinity 2 with him, right? It was me, Koyo, Glenn, and Zooey. And it would be Zooey's turn. And he would be lining up to the side. And Koyo would go, Zooey, you better not cast Fire Laser. And Glenn would go, Zooey, you've hit Koyo and killed him the last 5 times you've used Fire Laser. If you do it again, we are killing you after this fight. And I'd be like, Zooey, I'm not going to heal you if they go for you. Like, you have killed Koyo so many times, don't you do it. And Zooey would go, I'm not going to kill him. I have a clear shot on 3 targets. It's going to be so much damage. Koyo's going to be fine. The laser just goes through and kills none of the enemies, but kills Koyo. Every fucking time.
Zooey's my spirit animal.
You know what was the worst thing with Zooey? We're in Fort Joy, right? And we're like level 5, and at some point Zooey just goes, so like we've kind of got everything from all the NPCs in town, right? When do we kill them all and take all their loot and money? And we're like, oh my god, Zooey.
He gets it. He understands.
Zooey, that's monstrous. You can't just kill people. We're the good guys, okay? We're doing an RP playthrough where we are actually trying to be the good guys. We're not video gaming the system. We're not killing everybody in Fort Joy. And he's like, oh, fine, fine. It's bad efficiency, but okay. We go into the swamp. You know, we do all the quests there. At some point, I was like, oh, we never talked to this guy. I'll go talk to them real quick. I go back to Fort Joy. Everything is dead. Literally everything is a smoldering corpse like it's been hit by a fireball. And I'm just like, when? When did you have time to do this? Like, we were literally together the past 5 hours running around the island. When did you do this? And he was just like, max efficiency. And it was like, oh my god, dude. He'd gone back and killed everyone. He'd literally killed every single person at the starting area.
He gets it.
Where's your care package posture, stretch, and hydrate redeem? Why is empty redeem? We do not have a posture redeem because we're literally standing. Like, I have good posture here. Funny callback.
Just because you're standing doesn't mean you have good posture, gamer.
Shut up and stop interrupting me. We did our stretches. And then I'm not going to have a hydrate redeem because I actually need to, like, manage my own water. I don't want a day where, like, nobody's doing hydration redeems and I'm like, guys, I'm so thirsty. Please give me water. And I don't want a day where people are just spamming the hydrate redeem and I run out of water halfway through the walk. I just need to manage my own water because I'm working on a treadmill. No, I cast fire beam. I cast manual breathing. Did they at least hit the target? Sometimes. They usually hit the target, but it's 127 million. Oh my god. They usually just also hit our fucking rogue, who wasn't really a rogue so much as a succubus, but Tier 16. I was playing the D&D the other day. We had 2 melee fighting the ghost. The caster used basically a fireball. Shot like 50 damage to the melee and 0 damage to the mob. That's awesome. I cast sandpaper behind your eyelids. That's awful. That's one of the worst spells I've ever heard. Max efficiency, funny callback. Yay, genocide, good job. No. Can't tell if hunchback or butt sticks out way further. I don't think I'm hunchbacking. I do have my camera at a slightly different angle than usual. And I was like, is that fine? But now that you've mentioned it, I want to fix it. Succubus mentioned. We were playing with Odin Sphere's special classes. And so like Succubus was an actual option to play with. Was more of a tease, don't worry. Nope, I'm already worried about it.
You worried about?
Nothing.
Oh, now I'm worried about it.
No, the angle of my camera was a little off compared to what I normally have. So I've adjusted it.
Fair enough.
They shouldn't have stayed in the caster's strike zone. They were actually killing things. Was more of a tease, don't worry, Yulind. A little off, he says. It was like directly on, so it just, there are things about it that looked weird. I like it. I like it when my left arm is behind my body, because I just have it resting on the treadmill to like balance myself. But I like it when you can't see it in the camera. Granted, when I'm wearing as little as this, it's pretty hard to hide my fucking arm. Hi, Corgi. Happy Pride. Happy Pride. We're at a mile already? We're at exactly 1 mile. Oh, tracking? Okay. You should take some of it off. You don't need 2 layers. No, I don't think I will. I also just can't. It looks like there's 2 parts to the swimsuit here. There is only 1. There is only the one. I was gonna say something. I feel like I'm forgetting to talk about something, damn it. Hi, Galamoth. Thank you for the follow. You need to install hardware now that we can't see it. Can't see it. Oh, the arm. We have one outfit where we have a metal arm. We have our mech outfit. I really like my mech outfit. My mech outfit might be one of my favorites. Hi, Alterator. We were just talking about a game. I really forgot what game it is. Oh, we were talking about Divinity 2. Hi, Hottie. How you doing? Today's been weird, Alterator. Today's like... It feels like the universe is trying to make it a bad day. But my life is so good and, like, amazing that I don't have bad days.
He doesn't shut up about his life being so good. We get it.
I'm happy. And you guys make me happy.
Don't be.
I want you to
Sad
fucking
like
know
the
it.
rest of us. I'm sorry.
It's not that I'm not leaving it for you. It's that, you know, it's a skill issue. Have you ever just tried not being sad?
Oh, fuck this guy.
Right, so you're going through depression. Okay, you know, that's valid and all, but like, have you ever tried not being sad? That sketch is so stupid. I think the best part of it is Shane's fucking face when he's doing that. Foss is such a brat. I don't know about brat. Little shit, definitely. But I don't know about brat. Brat is usually for, like, a purpose. It's with a goal of, like, getting punished. Foss is just a shit for the love of the game. Actually, Foss is like such a little shit without direction or purpose. I remember at one point, I was like, I'm gonna shave my legs today. And Foss just goes, ha, it's gonna be so funny when your legs itch after that. And I was like, is it really gonna be funny? And Foss just goes, no. I don't know why I said that. And I was just like...
I do remember this.
I remember it was a moment for me that was just like... I think Foss just says stuff, and sometimes he doesn't think about it. And when you ask him to think about it, he has that, not existential crisis, but moment of... Huh. Shaving my legs felt great. I like how my legs feel when I shave. The problem is... I'm a fucking wimp when it comes to, like, actual razors. So I shave with an electric. And it looks good. It looks okay. But, like, in the sensitive areas, I'll get, like, a breakout from it. I'll get, like, a bunch of red spots. But, like, I'm just scared to use a blade. And so... I fucking hate body hair. I fucking hate it so much, and dealing with it is such a pain in the ass. Whoa. Tracking. I'm the same, can't trust myself with a real razor. Dude, I think it's because I had this friend who... He started shaving freshman year of high school before the rest of us. And I remember he came to school one day with, like, 4 red lines across his lip. He had tried shaving with a razor that had 4 blades and just fucking slapped himself in the lip with it. And got, like, 4 slices across it. And it was just like, that looks so fucking painful. I think of that when I have, like, a body hair razor. Try hair removal cream. You joke about that, Yasu. I have some body hair removal cream. I actually got some right before I moved, and I haven't used it yet, but when I find time, try hair removal cream. My face would get mutilated, lol. Yeah, no, I'm a fucking wimp when it comes to blades. I'm too scared to mess up. And I remember I had a friend who I was like talking about hair removal and they're like, yeah, it sucks, but you know, you get used to it. You get pretty quick at it. And I was like, what do you do? And they're just like, oh, I just, shave my whole body in the shower twice a week. It takes like 5 minutes. So I was like, takes like 5 minutes? What the fuck? And they're like, yeah, I'll send you a video. And they ended up posting the video to like a public Discord we were in. Well, I say public. It was kind of like a private lewd Discord. But they're like, anyway, so people were talking about, hair removal. Here's what I do. And it's just a video of them in the shower. And, like, no cream or anything. Just the water from the shower. And they've got this little, like, $3 disposable razor. And they're literally just, like, whoosh, just fucking going at their bodies. Like, oh, my God. But, like, no cuts or anything. They weren't, like, literally whipping like this. You know, they were actually shaving and doing, like, strokes. But it was it was so fast, and it was like, what the fuck?
The robot has a barber, and he shaves your legs. I don't know. See, that's the moment where I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying either, and you being across the room is definitely not helping.
I'm out of breath, man.
Good job, keep it up.
Arkveld.
Yes, he sure is.
I love this guy, but fuck this guy.
Look, man, you gotta be nice to him, okay? He got me through a hard time in my life. I love corpse piles! About to bathe.
Arkveld, dude. He's so good.
About to bathe in a bath of that cream, lol. Don't bathe in hair removal cream. Because it is just acid, and it will hurt you. You need to, like, have it on for a little bit, and then take it off entirely. And depending on the cream, you're not supposed to just wash it then, because your hair is very, not your hair, your body's very sensitive, and you potentially wash it into the pores if you try washing it then, which is really, really bad for you. And then, yeah, inner lining stuff. So, like, your butthole, you do not want hair removal cream there. You do not want it there. Try it on your balls. There are sensitive area hair removal creams, but...
Mods, put hair removal cream in his butthole.
No! So I use an electric bath. I just don't like blades, though. It's like one of those things where the more you hesitate, the more likely you are to hurt yourself. Yeah. No one knows what Foss is saying, so you're saying I can finally remove my own skin. No! Try it on your balls. Hey, I know this zone. You do! You should be very familiar with these beaches, Ganna. So I've always known, you know, every zone in a while. I was pretty familiar with the Pandaria zones. When Pandaria Remix happened, holy shit, I felt like I was living in these zones again. I love the remixes in WoW. I wish they always had something like that. Maybe not always. No, I do kind of wish they always had something. I wish they always had a remix, or a plunder storm, or something that's like an alternate server like that. The really like FOMO stuff that feels seasonal. That shit is so fun. Going to hospital because of chemical burns. No! Not allowed. Can I hit my vending machines? Nope, I cannot. You know what I just realized? Oh, you wouldn't be able to move, would you, Foss? The remix was interesting. I love the remixes. Pandaria remix, Legion remix. I think they said they were doing Shadowlands remix next, which is like, oh, okay, we'll see if that one's worth, but... The remix are so fun. Remixes and Plunderstorm. I have some really fond memories of playing Plunderstorm with Oku, Cairo, and Ants. And then some of the solo matches. I'll never forget the round that I won, where I saw all the cards falling into place. I saw all the pieces to the puzzle moving around, and I was like, this is exactly where it ends. And I was right. And I fucking crushed a guy. And if he had any hopes and dreams, they died that day. Nair, so tasty, legit, this is a bit do not consume. goodness. What are we at? What are we at distance-wise? 1.5? Today's gonna be a long fucking walk. I can just tell. If they didn't want me to eat it, they wouldn't make it taste good. God, I need to go to the store tomorrow. I could have gone today, but I didn't want to. It felt like I was going too soon after the last time I went. Well, vending machines. Oh my god, there's a box back here. Sometimes the boxes fall over the console. And they're just in the back of the room. And they're like, how the fuck did you get back here, bro? It still takes me 2 hit. Oh, no, is that 1 hit? Oh, it is 1 hit. Yippee! I love hitting orbs when it only takes 1 hit. I feel like I've talked about this Splendor Storm win from like a year and a half ago so many times. But fuck, it was so good. I had a bunch of ranged abilities. One of them was a knockback. I had an item that puts a 0 cooldown thing on the ground. So if you stand in it, you just have low cooldowns. My other item was like a slowing field or something. Or, no, I don't think I had the low cooldown one. I think I just had the slowing field. And so, I saw these two. There was 3 people left, including me. We're at the end of the Battle Royale. And I can see the 2 of them fighting. And I can see where the storm is going to close in. It's going to close in the Stormguard Keep. And so, the place they're fighting at, they have to go into Stormguard Keep through this one specific opening, this one specific like hallway. So I go to the other side of the hallway, and I just wait there. And one of them dies, and the other guy, he's running up, and the storm is like 2 feet behind him. And I throw down the oil field, so he's slowed, and I use the knockback hit, the range hit. I do a defensive thing. I use the knockback hit, the range hit, and I cycled through them. I won today? Hell yeah, I'm back. I cycled through my range hits. Just knocking him back. That was a good direct. Vin, what game did they announce? What was like the big game that they're talking about? I want to know that because I'm going to see it anyway. But don't tell me any like features. Just tell me like this is the game they discuss. This was the big thing. Fun fact, I was depressed for Rowdy. So post-con depression is like, the status already applied, yay. Fruity slept through Kingdom Hearts 4. Nah, I'm saying. I'm not saying. Okay. Bullshit. They better announce something Mario related. Outplayed. Is that how that works? I feel like I could put a lot more in crate capacity. Don't click on either of the videos, Yuli. But we might have to delay a playthrough. DM? Delay a playthrough. Okay, so there's Tales, Xenoblade, Final Fantasy, and Monster Hunter Stories. So that's not going to affect Tales, because we don't have any more playthroughs of that. There's, Oh, I hate seeing 2 live notifications. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, but we're not doing that. Wow, that was literally just the Nintendo Direct for you, wasn't it? Funny that you're making those Switch 2 versions the best versions of those games. I have a physical copy of 2 and 3. So, like, I'm gonna play them. Do you want to know the big reveal? Or are you being sensitive about spoilers? I want to know what games they talk about. I don't want to know, like, you know, like, hey, let's go over the features, let's talk about them. But, like, this was shown at the Direct. I wanted that. Because I'm not going to be able to go till Thursday without seeing them. Ocarina of Time remake? Ooh. Oh my god, maybe I can finally get Core to play it. This pleases Yulind. Hi, Donbara. Funny that you're making those 2 Switch versions are the best versions of those games. Wait a sec, I just thought of a better reason why I don't give a shit about this Nintendo Direct. I have no Switch 2. Hi, Yuli. I was saying I just finished the Direct. I was losing my shit over one game in particular. It's going to be Switch 2 only. You have to get the Burba Switch 2. Oh, so it's that level up. Okay. That's actually kind of crazy. No, the Burb is not getting a Switch 2. Unless she gets it herself, but I don't fucking see that happening. I don't know, maybe.
Why would you get a shit system?
It's not shit, it's good.
No. It's Garbo, it's Nintendo. They're washed up. They haven't made anything good since Pokemon Red.
What was the last Nintendo console you had?
Honestly, I think it was a Wii.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I ever had a Wii U.
They're adding an underwater expansion. Okay, okay, you can stop there, Cairo. You can stop saying things. Foss just being a hater. At least the game I want to play isn't Switch exclusive. I'm just happy that we got news. I've been finding it very funny that, like, all the people that want Cyberpunk news are, like, getting into Wuthering Waves so that they can see more stuff about fucking Edge Runners. It's, like, really funny, but at the same time kind of sad. Cairo! Cairo, stop talking! Cairo! Holy shit. I swear. I said stop talking, Cairo. I said stop talking over the games and their features. This guy. This guy, I swear. My voice tech stops all listening audio, so I must have missed it, my bad. That is so tragic. I'm like text talking, a million people in a lab coat and gloves. Time him out until Thursday. No, no. I understand his position. He's on his phone. He's got lag. He's doing the text-to-speech thing. And I did say, tell me this. He gave me a little more than I wanted, but he really was just yapping over you. I mean, he does that when he's in a voice call with me or in VR chat with me. I don't know that I've ever seen him do it over text like that. That's really funny. I'm not joking. I'm not saying you're joking. In fact, I said I understand your position. Speech jammers don't affect me because I talk over them. We know. We know. Can I do... Can I do higher tier tokens? I want to try higher tier tokens. No, that'll be exciting Thursday. I want to see all that stuff.
He's dead.
Good job. Hi, Elder. Weird plant thing on screen. Yeah, he's been with us a lot lately. He's walking on his own treadmill, Elder. He's on a treadmill playing Monster Hunter Wilds. And he just killed Arch-Tempered Arkveld. Does he need anything from Arch-Tempered Arkveld? I don't think so. I think he just does it for the love of the game.
Yeah, hello, Arkveld. It's a perfect amount of I can't hunt him super fast, but I have fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah?
I'm so dead.
I'm really hoping it stops raining today. Because I did not get to walk the dog this morning. And I feel like how you feel now is how I feel at the end of the dog walk. Because it ends with a fucking, trek up my driveway, which is just a big fucking slope.
I just imagine you saying, because it ended with me getting raided by a fucking Arch-Tempered Arkveld. And I feel like you right now.
Huh?
What's the thing when monsters invade others?
Invaded?
Is that just what it's called? Like Valstrax and fucking...
I know in one of the games it's called Invasion. I don't know if it's got a different name in Wilds.
Yeah. That's what happened. An Arch-Tempered Arkveld invaded you in real life while you were walking your dog.
He is not talking about a turf war, Cairo.
Turf war is when monsters fight each other in a cool cinematic fight. That's not what I'm talking about.
He is specifically saying, like, this monster has invaded the territory. This monster is now in the locale.
And when, like, they like to jump on you out of nowhere when you're minding your own business. Those monsters.
Dude. I don't particularly like fighting Valstrax, but I love people seeing Valstrax for the first time. That is such a fun experience.
I'm hoping I get to fight him. I think it's gonna be really funny if I actually hate fighting him. But I can see it happening, but whatever, as long as I get to fight him still.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I hate the fight. I could take the ponytail out of my hair, my hair's all over, covered so much sweat.
I think I really liked fighting him on Insect Glaive, but everything else I was miserable with.
Oh, God.
Dude, I loved Insect Glaive in Rise. That was such a fun weapon. I'm actually really salty they killed my playstyle in Wilds.
Sorry, you and your playstyle was just shit. No, I'm joking. It seems like a lot of people are upset with Insect Glaive and Wilds compared to other games.
So I think the overall changes... Hi, honey. The overall changes to Insect Glaive are really good. I think the weapon in Wilds is really, really good. It's just... I had a very niche, weird Scrunglow playstyle with it that just disappeared when they reworked it. Because they gave it a big rework, and I think the weapon is really, really good now. The people that are upset with it are like... I'm going to be taking shots at some people. I'm going to be taking shots at, a few of my friends. One of them is very, very dear to me, and I want them to know I love you. If you feel called out by this, I want you to know I love you. The people that don't like...
If you feel called out by this, I want you to know, because you are.
The people that don't like Insect Glaive in the new game are the bad insect players that hover in the air the whole time. That just want to play like a helicopter. I'm sorry. I said it. It's low damage. It's the wrong way to play the weapon. If you're having fun, that's all that matters. You do you, boo-boo. But you are doing half the damage of everybody else in the game. Wait, it wasn't about me? We're talking about insect glaive. How did you think it was about you? This guy might actually be a narcissist. He literally always makes it about him.
Is that Kyra?
Yes.
Yeah, it was about Kyra. It was about you. You're bad. You're doing less damage than everyone else, Kyro. Sorry, not sorry.
Anytime you say something negative, I assume it's about me. Hi, Arch. Oh my god. Thank you, Arch. Kyra, we were specifically talking about insect glaive players. Are you the insect glaive player? 3 incline. 3 incline. Kingdom Hearts 4 news. Nintendo, what the fuck? Also, hello you. Yes, I've been told. Don't tell. I didn't watch it, Arch, so don't tell me too much. Don't tell me anything. Might. What are you gonna say?
I need to, what's it called? I don't fucking remember, dude. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Foss has a ponytail, new lore. Foss has very long hair, and when he walks on the treadmill, he ponytails it. Oh.
Yeah.
Kara, you don't even need a speech jammer? It just happens naturally. Right. Hi, Hunter. Yes, hello, Insect Layer player here. Fraud switched off. Micaiah. I was the Insect Glaive player in Rise, but I played a support Insect Glaive. I don't know if I've talked to you about this already. I played an Insect Glaive that was a concussive insect. And I had, the glaive was paralysis. And I think I also had like, I don't remember if I had like a powder that I was triggering statuses with. But basically, I abused the fuck out of pheromones with the speed Kinsects. And so, the speed Kinsects in Rise were the ones that, if it's been on your arm for 6 seconds, your glaive glows blue, and the next time you shoot it out, it'll do like 3 times damage. Well, I would put pheromones on the monster's face. And so, pheromones makes it so that you don't have to aim the insect. It will just always zoom in on that spot. It will, like, you could aim it at the ground, and they're just fucking beelining for where you put the pheromones. So I was a fucking stun and, like, paralysis monster. I would literally stun a monster, like, 4 times a hunt. In, like, a 4-person co-op hunt. As well as paralyze it, like, 2 to 3 times. And I abused the, it was like the whirlwind slash, where you like dash through and like hit 5 times. So I'd just be like, hit, whirlwind slash through. And it was just, I was constantly moving and staying ahead of the monster that my defensive, you know, my dodge playstyle was just, I'm running ahead of you. The monster's like, you know, putting their hand up to smack me. I've already moved behind them. And so, like, it was a very safe playstyle, and it just felt really good to, like, you know, stab, tornado slash, send out the Kinsect. Stab, tornado slash, send out the Kinsect. And, like, it just felt so good. I loved that playstyle so much. Fairglaive and Rise is really good power Carly.
I don't remember what I was going to say to you. I'm upset.
Good job on your walk. Did you do the one hunt or did you do more?
I just did the one hunt. I honestly was debating maybe not even walking today because my legs kind of hurt. I think I might have overdid it yesterday. Not sure. My legs were kind of hurting because then I walked like later in that day. I wanted to test out the new
Good night,
putting
Elder.
the books under the thing. So I walked like I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes more. Not a lot, but like when I was already tired from the rest of the day, it kind of like added. And then my legs were kind of hurting already, and then I just decided to walk down. I'm like, I'm definitely not walking tomorrow. My shit's gonna be dead.
Single hunt's good then.
Be dead.
Single hunt's good.
Yeah, single hunt's good. One hunt's like a mile 30 on average. Like 28, like 30 minutes for me to hunt Arch Tempered.
Hi Tram, Wave, all the stuns. Okay, good night, Keelan. With the plant thing on screen, I go back to veg. Hi, gamer. Dang, look at those jiggle physics. Hi, Archangel. Paraglaive and Rise is really good, if I recall. Good job, Foss. Hi, Beachland. I had a lot of fun with Insect Glaive. It was a weapon that I always wanted to learn. Because, you know, I think spears are cool. And so, I always wanted to, you know, learn how to play that weapon. It just never clicked in the old games. It just... Oh, I can do vending machines. It just, like, I don't know. It wasn't feeling right. I never felt good with it.
Some food real quick.
Okay. When I did start playing with it, it just, like, I don't know. When I started with it in Rise, Insect Glaive has always had the problem of it sucks to learn in a game because the Insect Glaive gets easier as you go through the game. So, like, you're level 1, you just start playing Monster Hunter. You have the fucking worst Insect Glaive. Like, the bug is, like, 1 speed. It literally is like fucking putt-putt goes to the moon, just flying at 2 miles per hour. It's so bad. And, like, trying to accurately hit targets with the bug is the worst thing ever. And so, Rise created multiple play styles for the bugs, for the Insect Glaive. It had Powdered Insect, which was all about the aerial style, and I'd say the best aerial style was. It had the Assist playstyle, which is the standard, you're on the ground swinging your spear playstyle. And it had the Focus playstyle. The Focus playstyle was specifically for leveling. So, like, you're going through the game, the Focus playstyle, it gets a bunch of bonus speed if you wait 6 seconds before shooting. Now, your staff glows blue, you shoot the bug out, it's like a bullet. It's just fucking pew! And it makes it really easy to hit your targets. I tried that out and figured it out. And, you know, I would get my essences really quickly. And then I had Pheromones the Head. And I was killing monsters, like, going through low rank and high rank. I was killing monsters in 5 minutes. And that was, like, not set up gear. That was, like, leveling. That was, like, I have a hodgepodge gear, like, Kulu set here. Oh, felt like this playing with a slow bug. Yes. You know, I had Kulu here, Sanitar here, Rathian piece here. You know, fucking hodgepodge of gear. And I'm killing monsters in, like, 5 minutes, and I was just like, what? This is, like, this is incredible. This is the best I've ever done going through a Monster Hunter game. I'm fucking destroying these things. And sadly, Focus Insect falls off late game, which is why I kind of became the support Insect Glaive. They very much want you to lean into standard Assist Insect, which Assist Insect is you slash the spear, and when you do heavy attacks, the bug follows you, so it's just a lot of extra damage. Or they want you to play Aerial Insect with Powdered Insects, which was okay, but then in Sunbreak they gave it the Vortex Slash, which is like, okay, now it's just fucking like near meta. I don't think it was, but it was so good. And it did really comparable damage. But, my Focus Insect, they had the base version of it, and then they had the chain version, and I don't know what the chain version was supposed to accomplish. It was like, when you send it out, it does 5 hits, so it almost felt like it was supposed to be like, the monster has fallen over, this is your burst attack. You're supposed to do this. Bye, DJ, have a good one. You're supposed to, like, send the bug out when it's, like, the monster has a moment of, like, vulnerability, like it fell over. And your bug hits 5 times. Because if the monster was moving at all, only that first hit would connect. And the other 4 would just miss. And I was like, this fucking sucks! So I was downgrading my Focus Insect to get that singular big hit. But it just felt wrong. Ew, hodgepodge. It was okay in Rise because they gave you layered armor. So even though you had, you know, the fucking clown suit of gear, you could make it look pretty with layered armor. felt like this playing with a slow bug. Dude, it's awful. Like, anytime somebody gets into Monster Hunter, I say, okay, try all the weapons, play which ones looks good. I suggest you avoid the Greatsword, the Insect Glaive, the Switch Axe, and the Charge Blade. Those 4 weapons, do not start Monster Hunter with. If you really like them, if they really stick out to you, okay, you can. You're just making your life harder by picking one of those 4. And in Rise, I said, nope, you can play Insect Glaive. You can start with it. It's a great weapon to start with, if you play Focus Bug. Well, Yulind, I'm going to work out. I'll get some both Baja Blast and Taco Bell later. Have a good Taco Tuesday and 69 day, y'all. Oh, it is 69, isn't it?
I got myself some beef stew.
Hell yeah.
And a protein shake.
Hell yeah.
What do you just eat eggs or something for your, or do you just not bother with all the like protein stuff?
For breakfast, I have a bean burrito. After the walk, I have a glass of chocolate milk and a protein bar. I have 3 hard-boiled eggs throughout the day. And then for dinner, I have 2 potatoes.
Dude, this protein shake it's kind of whatever for taste, but the amount of protein you get in it for its size and like calories is so fucking crazy. Like, hold up, where's the... Pretty sure I might have told you this already. I don't know if you remember or not.
You did, yeah.
But, yeah, it's 160 calories for 30 grams of protein in like a small shake.
Cairo, that is a completely different argument. Nobody is talking about meta. Dirty bug lover dev's only real answer. Bye, all you hodgepodge. I want my roaches selling drugs to the other bugs, all I'm saying. Oh, that's better, Sword and Board. Sword and Board is an okay weapon to start with. The problem is, the Sword and Shield's like the Lance, in that staying alive isn't the hard part of it. It's a very defensive weapon and easy to stay alive with. The hard part is doing damage with it. You need to learn the combos. You need to learn, uptime with it. And that's a big ask for new players, I think. And so, if you start with Lance or Sword and Board, your hunts are going to be 30 minutes long as a new player. And I don't think that's good. I think you want a more approachable weapon. They're good to start with. I put weapons into like 3 categories of how good is it for a new player to start with. And the best weapons are like, they do all things good. It's very easy to get damage out. You have defensive options. There's nothing that's like, this is like an outlier, this is an extreme. And so like, the longsword, the hammer, the bow, the dual blades. I think those are really, really good starting weapons because they just do stuff. You're not going to have long hunts because it's very easy to know, oh, this is how you do damage with this weapon. You do this, the pointy end goes into the monster, it hurts the monster. The second category is weapons that like, they're good to start with. It's just, it's not free. It's not like, with hammer, it's literally just, as a new player, charge the bonk and then hit them with the bonk. That's all hammer needs to do. And so like Sword and Board is like, you need to know uptime. You need to know how to like stay on the monster. Same with Lance. Same with Gun Lance. Same with the heavy bow gun and light bow gun. Same with Hunting Horn. There's just a little bit extra that like it's not as easy to start with. Anything from Group 1 and Group 2, I think are totally fine starts. It's just one's a bit easier. Group 3, that's the Greatsword, Insect Glaive, Charge Blade, Switch Axe, where genuinely you're going to struggle as a new player with this weapon. Like, it's just, your life is so much harder if you start with these weapons because there's just something about them that's like, either they suck at damage unless you do something, or in the Greatsword's case, it is so dependent on knowing how the monster moves and their patterns, and just monster knowledge in general, that doing good damage with the Greatsword is like, you're not going to do good damage unless you have that knowledge, which a new player is obviously not going to have. And so, I've told people, like, don't start with these 4. And then A few of them have been like, but I really want to. And I've been like, yeah, okay, you can. Just know that I would not call this like the standard experience of starting Monster Hunter. You are making your life harder by doing this. And they're like, okay. And then they play for 5 hours and then they switch weapons. They go, wow, it's way easier to play dual blades. And I go, yeah, that's why I fucking told you to play dual blades. Yulind, Discord update mobile UI, now it's slightly worse. I don't like this take personally. Yuli is getting bigger. I'm not getting bigger.
Dude,
I think your weapon should be whichever one you think looks cool. Your passion is going to be the fuel that gets you into the game. I think this is stupid to say. Never pick meta shit just because it's meta. In my honest opinion, don't pick beginner stuff if you're not interested in it. I mean, even if you take the meta part out, it's still relevant. Like, that's not most players, though. There are people that, no matter how hard a certain start is, they will make it work. This one right here. This one will look at a character roster and go, wow, this girl has banging tits. I main them now. This is my character. And he will get good with them. But I don't think that's standard. I think most people, like, they're not going to see you out and be like, this is the cool and I play this. I think they should try everything. For me, for example, I need to try everything. I need to try everything and then I play the one that feels good. And, like, the things that are difficult that don't come naturally, they're not going to feel good for me. So, like, if somebody told me, if these are the hard weapons, your life will be harder for trying to play them, I wouldn't listen and I'd probably try them still. But I very much would go, yeah, okay, I see what they're saying. I'm not doing anything with these weapons, whereas the other weapons, I'm immediately, like, getting better results with. And that, I kind of like results in games.
I also don't like, there is a flat-out average to, like, things. Like, yeah, this is going to be, on average, you know, harder for this. I don't like generally giving, like, mental assignments of difficulty to things, just because it's, like, so many people find so many things, like, different in difficulty, that it's just like, yeah, this isn't average. I can give you an average, but I'm not going to, like, I don't know. It feels weird to me, because I feel like something that could be super difficult to most people is actually really easy to other people, and it's just, I don't know. It bugs me a little. I don't know.
What I'm focusing on, though, with Monster Hunter specifically, is that, like, if you press the damage button on hammer, it does damage. If you press the damage button on charge blade, it doesn't do damage. You had to press the other damage button and charge your sword. Then you had to press the other damage button and charge your shield. And then you can press the damage button, and then you can press both damage buttons to do the damage discharge, and then you do damage. There's a lot of extra steps to doing damage with those weapons. And so, like, I don't think most people are an aesthetic player that's just like, yeah, I'm going to study this weapon, I'm going to look up guides, I'm going to figure out how to use it. Monster Hunter in particular is very much a game that, like, it's so beneficial to just look up videos of, like, how the fuck do you do this with weapons?
While I will agree, I also don't fully agree about the... And maybe this is a little off topic, but about the...
Hi, Anton. Hi, Mumbo.
Topic of more thing always equals harder. I mean, you didn't say always, to be fair, but, like, I recently have... That conversation's kind of come up in FF recently with the Evolve mode they're adding and everything, where they're taking away a lot of buttons. It's like, more buttons doesn't necessarily mean more difficulty, and I find it, like, in the same way for steps. Like, okay, and to be fair, I can't think of a weapon in Monster Hunter off the top of my head that I'd be like, yeah, this one has less steps, but is harder.
Great sword.
Technically Great Sword. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Great sword.
Yeah, at the same time. Great Sword, yeah.
Great Sword is very much a, you have one button to press, but you didn't start pressing it 3 seconds ago when the monster, you know, winked at the camera so you knew they were going to do a tailspin after a backflip. You fucking fool, you've ruined it.
I will say, I think, I find, at least, I think Charge Blade definitely can stay up in the harder difficulty. I think Switch Axe is probably like a mid-tier difficulty. I feel like that's really not hard to play.
I will hard disagree with you there. And the reason I will hard disagree with you, doing damage on switch axe isn't hard. It's literally press R to go in the axe mode and then flail it around. Literally just wave it up and down and you're doing good damage with the switch axe. What's hard about the switch axe is you can't just dodge. You can't just like, oh, I'm about to get hit, so I'm going to dodge roll. The switch axe has god-awful iframes and dodge distance when you're in sword mode. In axe mode, it has like double the iframes and like quintuple the dodge distance. It is extremely mobile when you're in axe mode. And so playing switch axe, it's not hard to do damage. In fact, it's one of the easiest weapons to do damage with. It's hard to not get hit. It has the least defensive capabilities if you're playing exclusively in sword mode. And so to actually not get hit, you need to know, okay, the monster is about to do this. I need to be in axe mode when he does that so I can properly dodge it. It's a lot of knowing you're going to be dodging in 2 seconds, switching to axe mode, and then dodging in the right moveset. When you watch a new switch axe player, they will go through all of their potions every hunt. They just fucking eat hits. And it's like, that's not a good experience. That's not like how you should be learning the game in my eyes. And you see them get to the point where it becomes too much. And they're running out of potions. They go back to the camp, they get 10 more potions, and you're like, you just look at it and you're like, you're learning wrong. This isn't good. It's probably of the 4 weapons, the one you can get away with, but like, they just are learning 0 defensive capabilities because they don't know the defensive capabilities exist because they just fucking eat it over and over.
Okay, because I already know that Yulind's gonna read this and he's gonna start tangenting on Cairo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like what Cairo's saying if somebody wants to learn by getting smacked around in arena, I would say that's up to them. I think it can still be a good learning experience, especially if they want to play that way, that weapon. I am with Cairo on that. However, I feel like what's gonna happen here is we're gonna keep conversing this, and what's happening is it's divulging more from the original topic. I feel like the end result of this is, while I think your way holds a lot of validity to it, I also feel like there's probably more people than you'd think, like, that are also willing to just go based on vibes to learn. I feel like it's not like probably more people, but I'd say it's at least probably like a 50-50 of the person.
That sounds so high. That sounds so high to me.
I mean, you already had like Cairo, Micaiah, me, like that's 3 people in here. Gana agreed with me earlier with my thing. Granted, I don't know.
He agreed with you because I said Foss picks a character based on boob size. That is not play style.
That's a great, that's a play style. But like, I feel like it's one of the things that there is validity to both things, and I feel like the more that one side is being brought up, it's kind of taking away from the original conversation, per se, where I think both sides are right. But neither wants to fully admit both sides are right.
I mean, no, because you guys are wrong and I'm right.
I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna eat my beef stew.
I said from the start.
Bite of beef stew.
I'm gonna hit my vending machines. I said from the start, there are people that, like, it can't be done. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying your life is harder if you pick those 4 weapons. And there's people, obviously, that are like, I don't care, it's worth it, and I'll get through it. And, like, they do. They just muscle through it. But, like, my advice to people, not my don't even bother playing the game if you try to start with these weapons. My advice to people is you will have a most likely better experience and easier time getting into the game if you don't play these 4 weapons. And like, my experience has been anybody that tries those 4 weapons switches from those weapons. They do not stick with them learning the game. And they eventually go to an easier to play weapon because there's a lot of systems in Monster Hunter. You need to learn the items. You need to learn the monster attacks. You need to learn the gearing. You need to learn your weapon attacks. You need to learn, the element system. And when it's just like, hey, here's a very straightforward weapon. You press button to attack, you attack. You press button to dodge, you dodge. When you don't have to learn much there and you do a competent level, it's a lot easier for somebody to learn all those other systems than if it's like, okay, you need to learn just how to even hit the monster with Charge Blade because you have to charge your files and shield to then get an elemental discharge. I think that's a lot to ask a new player on top of all the other things. Hi, Harley. I need to catch up.
Yeah, catch up real quick.
I don't want my roaches selling drugs, hodgepodge. I don't like that take personally. I mean, even if you take the meta part out, it's so relevant. I don't think it's relevant at all when you first started. Meta, I didn't realize you were an RVB fan, Cairo. Insect Glaive fundamentally changes as you actually get stats. Insect Glaive is a weird thing, because one, it's actually not that complicated to learn. Like, it's literally collect essence, and then you just hit hard, right? Get your red essence, get your white essence, get your orange essence. Now you are in better mode. You're just stronger, and you will do more. And if you ignore the essences, you just suck donkey nuts as Insect Glaive players. But it literally gets easier to collect the essences with Insect Glaive as you get later in the game. Most of the time you think like, oh, the monsters get faster. The monsters get, heavier armor. They're literally harder to hunt with weapons. But with the Insect Glaive, it's like, no. Your insect gets faster as you get better bugs, which makes it just easier. When you start a new game and you shoot out the bug and its putt-putt goes to the moon, and the monster is just like, what are you, fucking stupid? And just runs around it and then punches you in the face. And you're on the ground going, bug, what are you doing? And it's still flying in a straight line because it's so slow. It's like, it's miserable. But then at the end of Monster Hunter World with the Gay Bulk, at the end of Rise or Wilds where you've got the, the final insects, and you've got a fucking bullet where you're just like, yo, I need the red essence. And it's just there and back again. It's just like, that feels so much better and easier to play. And so Insect Glaive, it's a kind of weird, like, do this to do damage, and then it just gets easier. With the exception of Rise. Change stats as you get stats. I get the point of learning fundamentals first, but I think you should pick your weapon based off of passion. I just rely on the handy dandy SNS, Charge Blade, and Gun Lance. No holds barred, Foss is so base. I think most people are in the Foss and I boat. I'm just picking something and running with it. I just disagree with that. I think there's a lot of people that, like, they're going to try everything and look for results. Hi, Kyle. There's a lot of people that they're going to look at something and be like, I want to play this, and they're going to stick with it and master it. But then there's a lot of people that, like, they just don't even know what category they're in, and it's like, I would think they just fall into the results thing. I think most people try everything. I don't think, like, I don't think it's a 50-50 split between people that try every weapon and then people that only ever look at one weapon and go, I will never in my life play the others. I think there's a few people that they might have one or two weapons where like, this looks really stupid and I'm never going to try it. But like, I think most people try more than one thing. And they're going to be the one that like, oh, this feels good. This thing feels good. Oh my god. One day, Cairo's going to learn what an anecdote is. I swear. I swear.
Oh, yeah, we should poll it.
I just comes down to someone's aesthetic versus progress player. For me, I'm just a big fan of having a shield. It comforts me to a degree. I picked Dual Blade because it looked cool to do the focus attack down the Spino flower. And I saw clips of the beta on Twitter. So it's really easy to learn something if you think it's cool. I'm the opposite of that, Micaiah. What I think is cool, I struggle to learn. Usually I'm not playing the thing that I think is coolest because I just do really bad with it, and I struggle to learn the thing that, like, I think is cool. In World of Warcraft, I think Feral Druids are cool. I fucking suck donkey nuts at Feral Druids. And so, like, for a lot of people, yes. For Foss, easy to learn what he thinks is cool. For you and Cairo, easy to learn what you think is cool. I personally struggle. And I think I'm more the extreme. I don't think that's the standard for me. Hi, Yoku. I don't think most people are like me where they see something that looks cool and they struggle with, oh, I've got a promotion available. But I don't think it's the standard. I've been sitting on a promotion for a while, I think. Charge Blade is pretty easy to learn. Gamer, I will stab you. Gamer, I fucking think you're crazy for that. I think Charge Blade players that are like, the Charge Blade's an easy to play weapon. I just want to fucking wring your necks. Because I get that it's easy for you, but it's not the standard. It is like easily one of the more difficult weapons. I mean, somebody wants to learn.
I want to do.
I should just let you go because I'm taking forever to catch up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want us to do a poll. Gamer brought us to do a poll. I wanna see a poll between what did Micaiah say? No, yeah, what did Micaiah say earlier? Aesthetic versus
progress player.
Yeah. I want to do a poll because I'm curious the split. Sorry, if you want to catch up first though before any of that.
Yeah, that's what I meant by the enthusiasm will carry you. Charge Blade. I mean, if somebody wants to learn some by getting smacked around in an arena, I would say that's up to them. I think it can still be a good learning experience, especially if they want to play that weapon. Yeah, but then you get one successful dodge, then 2 in a row, then 3 in a row, etc. That's true, Foss. Now it's a playstyle, alright? One-handed playstyle. Thumbs up. I mean, I do agree with Foss. I'm not going to enjoy something just because it's easy, but I hate it. But also, if the learning curve is too steep, I'll drop it. Cough, PoE. Foss, come back. Don't leave us here to be lectured. Nom, hi. I think the beginner stuff might be good if you're new to action games rather than just new to Monster Hunter. I think the disagreement is on if it's a better experience. Some people have more fun struggling on what they view the weapon where they're meant to use. I mean, obviously, and again, not to like really be like, this is why I said Micaiah. I did say, it's my advice. I'm not saying, like, if I tell somebody, don't start with these 4 weapons, they go, oh, but Charge Blade looks really cool. I'm not going to sit here and say, then you're going to have a bad experience. You might as well not even play the game, because you're starting Charge Blade, that's a bad start. You know, just fucking wrap it up. Don't even bother. I wash my hands of this. I'm not saying that at all. There are people that, yes, they're going to stick to Charge Blade. They're going to, like, commit to it, and they will eventually get good, and they might be having fun with it right from the start. But, like, you probably know if you're a player like that, right? You probably know if you're the type that's like, this looks cool, so I want to master it. And, like, you know, hopefully you think the easier one looks cool, because it's less work for you. I just recommend people do not start with those 4, because it is a harder start. It is much like, there's extra steps and you're not going to get the same results as fast as other people. And I think with Charge Blade and Insect Glaive, there's like multiple steps to doing damage, which as a new player, I've seen somebody start with Insect Glaive. I've seen them like, and it's like, okay, get your essence. And they're like, I forgot what to do. And I'm like, get your essence. And they're like, right. Where's this one? You get this essence from this body part. Like, I'm walking them through and telling them what to do. And, like, they get all 3. And I think this was World before, like... No, because it was like this in World. This might have been Monster Hunter 4. Where I don't think you got all 3 essence and it reset the timer. I watched them get all 3. And then it reset. Like, they had 10 seconds of all 3 and then they fell off. And they're like, what happened? And I was like... Well, you kind of took a while to get them. And, like... You know, somebody who knows Monster Hunter, somebody who knows Insect Glaive, they're going to get their essences real quick. But the new player, they're going to struggle to do that. And it's going to give them a small window to actually do damage with the weapon. And it's going to make their hunts take like 30 to 40 minutes. Whereas you play Hammer, you hold down the bonk button, and then you bonk. And you've done good damage. But the mechanics are so simple for Charge Blade. They are not, Gamer. They are literally just not. The gamer that plays a decent amount of action games can pick up and go with whatever they want. Wilds at the very least, old school Monster Hunter, no. Pseudocath hit skin, my beloved. Think you make that argument for any weapon? As you get more decorations, the weapons just feel better? Yes, of course. But, like, that also applies to Insect Glaive with just their weapon moves changing. Imagine imagine, Cairo, that like the great swords, as you got them, like attacked faster. Not just the focus gem, that also was there, but like you just got great swords that just had different stats. That was like, this one charges faster, this one negates more damage when you shoulder tackle. They had stats like that, and your first great sword was level 1, level 1, level 1 stats. Imagine dual blades where, as you got later on in dual blades, you just ran faster. Like, the literal timing of the weapon changes with Insect Glaive, as well as skills that make it easier, like Power Prolonger, that makes your buffs last longer. Thanks to Trombe for my sub-gift. Morning.
You caught up now?
Nope. I don't think most people will try everything. Not even a little. I haven't. We could pull it. We could, in fact, pull it. Good morning. Feral druids are so cool. I think it depends on how stubborn someone is. I want to make what I like work, and I'm stubborn as fuck. Also, if you need a bunch of easy wins at the beginning of the game to stay motivated, I don't know if this guy... I hate arguing with Cairo because he does not listen to your argument, and he just, like, focuses on outlier. Also, if you need a bunch of easy wins at the beginning of the game to stay motivated, I don't know if Monster Hunter in the long term is a game for you, considering the end game content will beat your ass. I still need to do Savage Omega, Flushed Cry. I'm just gonna start reading him as Dale. He's so mean because it sucks to argue with you, Cairo. Because I say one thing and you said I said the other. It sucks. Why would he listen to your argument when he's right and you're not? Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer has been released. Yes, I am very aware, Kyle. I will die in the cliff. The charge blade is easy, Yulind. So, Gamer, are you telling me that Hammer is more difficult to play than Charge Blade? Are you saying that a new player, a new person to Monster Hunter, and you're going to tell them, okay, with Charge Blade, you need to hit 4 times with sword, then you need to do this input to charge the sword. Then you need to do the sword hits again. Now you can charge the shield. Now you do these inputs, and you can do SAD discharges. You're going to tell me, Gamer, that is easier than hold the heavy button? Okay, now release it. You're going to tell me Charge Blade is easier than Hammer in that regard. Ad hominem.
To be fair, we did just talk about Greatsword being, like, simple buttons, so...
Yes, but I also said, there's reasons that make it difficult. And Hammer is just, Hammer's just the fucking easiest weapon. You hold it down and do it. And then when people say Charge Blade is the easiest, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Isn't Hammer also pretty slow? Kinda?
No.
I think what I think the easiest weapon is, after seeing people play it, at least, and to be fair, I haven't played it myself, but just watching it, probably Longsword. Just looking at it, like watching people just like hold the thing, go iframe, hold the thing, go iframe. I'm like, what is that?
Longsword
what
is crazy easy. It's why I have it in my easy weapon to play category, because it has such long counters that it's like, oh, the monster's looking at me? Let me do my counter slash. He hasn't hit me yet. Okay, he actually wasn't looking at me. He just wanted to stare at me, and now he's attacking my friend. But you know what? I'm committed, so I'm still holding the counter slash. And now he's looking at me. Whooshing! Fucking nailed it. God, I'm so fucking cool. Did you see how cool that was? God, I'm anime as fuck! And like, that's the longsword experience. It's fucking easy. I think everyone knows Greatsword.
What did Ico start with?
Huh?
Was Ico a Charge Blade from the beginning?
No. He was a longsword user, and then he was bow, and then he's been having fun with Charge Blade, and now I think he kind of bounces between the three.
Yeah. I'm actually like in Discord, bouncing around asking people what their first weapon was that they used.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was curious, because we're on this conversation now. I've got like a split Gale started with Charge Blade, obviously. I've
Gale's
only
a
asked 3
freak.
people, to be fair.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I want to say this, by the way, Yulind. You always bring up you're not the normal, you're not the average, you're the outliers. But then, like, with how many times you have to say that, is it really an outlier? Because you have to say it to a lot of people.
Hold on. You're saying I always say I'm the outlier, but then it's not the outlier?
You always say... No, you always use the phrase, like, that's the outlier. You guys are the outliers, etc., when you explain it. And like this conversation's come up before, and you always bring that up. And if you're always having to use that as a like thing to bring up, is it really an outlier? Is it not just like normal for both sides?
I think it's still an outlier. And here's why I didn't do a poll earlier, because I think this is a small sample size. When I see like the Reddit, and I see, you know, a poll of 3,000 players and the weapons they're playing, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. When I have 3 people that I'm arguing with, and I do a poll and it's gonna get 5 hits, I know exactly what that poll is gonna say. The 3 people that I'm arguing against me are going to say, yeah, and it's a very small sample size biased poll. That's why I'm like, yeah, no, it is biased here. It's definitely gonna be off because it's a small sample size.
Mr. Famous Streamer, don't throw yourself under the bus. You have way more than 3 people in your stream. Thank you very much.
I didn't say I have 3 people in my stream. I said I'm arguing with 3 people that are all going, I'm an aesthetic player. Those are the 3 that are invested in this argument. And if I do a poll and 5 people actually click on it because everyone else is just doing their own thing or lurking, the 3 people that are invested in it and are arguing against me are going to be the ones to vote. And maybe 2 or 3 more which are going to fall on either side. That might be a 50-50 split. At which point, the poll says 4 people are aesthetic, and 2 people are progress, and the 3 people I'm arguing with sit there going, see, what did we tell you? Like, just completely ignoring the sample size and the bias of who's voting in the poll. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm not doing a fucking poll.
Yeah, do what Kyra said. Put a poll in Discord and leave it up for like a week.
1, I don't care enough about this argument for that. 2, I don't think it being up for a week is going to have it get more votes. I think everybody's going to vote the first day. And then maybe 1 or 2 people are going to vote otherwise.
I still think it's a 50-50. I think you're crazy thinking that many people are, like, just the same as you.
Here's an idea. Why don't we just go to Reddit and Google? Because I'm sure people have had this argument.
Let's see. What weapon did you start? What should I even search up?
Sorry, what button are we holding? And best of all, you can block as well as not take loads of damage. Oh, so gamer. The Charge Blade can do a lot of things. In fact, for a while, I hated the Charge Blade because I felt like it was master of everything and jack of nothing. Like, it's too good at everything. But being able to do everything does not make it a good starter experience, right? If you have to do 10 inputs to guard, hey, that's great, you can guard. And an experienced veteran player, they're gonna be able to bust that out any fucking time. But the new player, they're going to be overwhelmed by the amount of inputs they have to do. They're going to be overwhelmed by, and this is the big thing, that you have to do multiple steps to do damage. When you put a new player on Charge Blade, they're gonna start smacking the enemy with the sword. And eventually the sword's gonna get charged, and they're gonna start bouncing, and they're not going to know why. And you're gonna tell them, charge the shield. Go ahead.
Do you want me to just, like, read down Reddit comments? Or, because I don't see, like, an actual, like, poll anywhere, but I see a thing of, like, someone asking what weapon did you start with and why.
Sure, read down comments.
I'm gonna read down them. Okay, let's see. We've got gun lance, longsword, dual blades. Someone responded with a smart-ass answer: sword and shield, because when you create a character in the older games, it's what you begin with. Technically, that's what everyone started playing with. I changed it to greatsword as soon as I could. So, greatsword, I'll count that. Charge blade, insect glaive, because I am French. Okay. Switch axe, hammer, dual blade, switch axe, long sword, light bow gun, two light bow guns, charge blade, sword and shield, aerial style switch axe.
That's Generation's comment.
SNS is GS is yeah, greatsword, right? Greatsword.
I want to be done with comments because like, yeah, we're deviating. I'll be brave enough to say it. Hold on, I had to scroll back up. Longsword is a job weapon. Easy to grief your friends with, more like. Yeah, longsword is pretty easy. I think everyone knows greatsword is where true skill actually comes into Monster Hunter. Everything else is just brainless button mashing. Any arguments against this or cope? Thank you for the contribution, Oku. Mine was SNS and 3 Ultimate. Foss has a point. He doesn't, he doesn't want to do the experiment because the sample he has will be against him. Duh. You could put a poll in Discord. Keep it up for like a week or something. In neat stuff. I'm voting against Yulind chat. He won't let us have a win, Cairo. I came into this argument halfway and don't get what the argument is. Longsword, easy weapon? Yes. I would say so, Donbara. I'm not going to say, like, it's brainless. I'm not going to say longsword is, like, a free win. But compared to other weapons, I would say it's easier, yes. I'm like a switch axe player, and I get mad seeing the counter for longsword and how gracious the counter window is, where on switch axe, it is a very, like, tight half-second counter, and it costs a resource. I can't just bust it out whenever I want. If I run out of sword juice, I have to switch to axe mode and charge to be able to do counters again. I can tell by the way you talk about Monster Hunter that you don't play fighting games. You expected to get answers from Reddit? What's that, Cairo? I play dual blades, blush. We're deviating. Search results will probably be a 50-50 split between pickaxe weapon because it's easy, and play a weapon you think is cool. That's true, I can see that too. I also realized, Micaiah, I'm not going to hear answers I want to hear as well. Because I think when people say sword and shield is the best weapon to start with, I tend to disagree with that. But it is, like, that's just in the tutorials for Monster Hunter. They will always say, sword and shield is a great weapon to start with. It's an easy first weapon, and every hunter should pick this at first. It's like, But I don't necessarily agree with that. But then people parrot it because that's what the game said. I like this bit with Kairo's chat. I like it too.
Category.
I like it too because he's very demeaning when he talks to people, and he never answers directly. If you ever corner Cairo with something and you're like, "Hey, give me your response to this. What is your answer for this in the argument?" He will bust something else out, and it's like, I can't have an argument without feeling insulted by Cairo. I can tell by the way you talk about Monster Hunter that you don't play fighting games. Shut the fuck up, nerd. I mean, it's pretty basic. What, the sword and shield? It is basic. It is straightforward. The problem with sword and shield, and the reason I don't like it as like one of the better starting weapons, it's not in my category of like, this is hard, this is a struggle. But the problem with sword and shield is that it's very low damage per hit. To do good damage with sword and shield, you have to have very high uptime. You have to like be on the monster like glue. You have to be on them like fucking fly on shit. You just gotta fucking stick to it constantly. And I feel like that's a big ask of a new player who like isn't going to be able to just high APM, constantly bobbing and weaving, dodging. I think a player new to the game playing sword and shield or lance is going to be very, like, they're just going to have long hunts. If you put a new player on hammer, their hunts are going to be like 10 minutes long. If you put them on sword and shield, their hunts are going to be like 20 to 25 of same skill, because they're just not going to be that good at getting damage out. I mean, it's pretty basic. It does everything else. It does well. It gives you defensive options. You're not going to be chugging potions. You're not going to be You're not going to be like, how do I do damage? Because you don't have to fucking load files or charge a mechanic to get your damage out. It's just, you have to be hitting so constantly that I think that's a big ask for a new player. In fighting games, you're always worse than somebody. And that, like, never goes away until you're number one. And nobody else to blame but yourself. A lot of people just bounce off of that. Okay. I feel like this is a fighting game genre thing. I feel like I would be interested to know, and I'm not gonna say I feel like this is the case, but I'd be interested to know the amount of players that, have a lot of overlap, that have a lot of experience in fighting games, that also play a lot of Monster Hunter. 20 minutes. How about our new players? The people that be playing in those old games showcase demos. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, gamer. You are the type of player, you are the Charge Blade player that's like, it's easy, just do it. What? People spend 20 minutes on hunts? Yes! That's not a bad player thing. That's a new to the series thing. And if you put them on a weapon that is slow to do damage, that is, they need to have an extra skill, an extra bit of knowledge to do, they're going to have long hunts. And that's why I say Sword Shield is not a good first weapon. It's not a bad first weapon. But it's just not as easy as things like Hammer and Longsword. I mean, sure, Longsword can be easy to pick up, but Skill to Master can take time. Like, you're not going to use Longsword with 0 experience against Primordial Malzeno, Mega 18 monsters.
You're not going to use any weapon with 0 experience against stuff.
It has patience to use it, and you're overcommit, you get hard punished. You are coming in late to the argument, Donvara. We are saying all of these weapons have high skill floors. There's a level of skill expression in every weapon that is very high. However, we're talking about baby's first Monster Hunter. They're new to the game. They literally what weapon should somebody, their very first time playing Monster Hunter, what should they play? And I categorize them into 3 categories. The easiest category is Longsword, Hammer, Bow. Shit, what was the last one? Longsword, Hammer, Dual Blades. Longsword, Hammer, Dual Blades, Bow. Those weapons are pretty straightforward with just, this is the weapon. This is your defensive mechanic. It's straightforward. Either dodging or blocking. And this is your damage. You press the button, you do the thing, it does damage. The second category is weapons that they have something that makes it just not a little straightforward. Sword and Shield and Lance, while straightforward, require high APM and bobbing and weaving and really sticking to the monster to do damage. Light bowgun and heavy bowgun, I feel like those depend on the game. Sometimes it can just be not straightforward to be playing range like that, and they can kind of struggle for new players. Hunting Horn, it's a pretty straightforward weapon. It just bonks. But, getting them to also learn songs and really use the weapon, I could see people struggling with that. And then the third category is these weapons are, I would avoid them as a new player. Not that it's impossible, not that it's like, if you play this weapon, you're not going to have fun, but it's going to be a harder learning experience for players because it's more steps to learning just to do basic things. The skill floor is higher than the other weapons. And like Charge Blade and Insect Glaive. If you just hit the monster, you don't do shit. You have to hit the monster to charge your weapon to then hit the monster and do damage. It's that extra step that's a lot for a new player. Switch Axe, it does great damage right away, but its defensive capabilities are really low, and you have to have foresight. You have to the monster is going to attack me 3 seconds from now. I need to be in Axe mode when it's going to attack me so I can dodge properly. If you watch a new Switch Axe player, they go through 10 potions a hunt every fucking time. And then Greatsword, same thing. You need to know where the monster is going to be in 3 seconds. High tech! You need to know where the monster is going to be in 3 seconds so that you can actually hit them with charge slashes. And you can see, you can watch a new player playing Greatsword, and they just give up on charging. And they just start doing no charge hits, and their hunts take 30 minutes because they're not playing the weapon properly. Oh, tracking, please. Okay.
Dude, you know how you talked about I talked about Cairo not listening or other stuff. People not listen. Oh, I messaged. Tech was one of the people I just messaged. Obviously, he's in your chat now. He's one of the people I messaged asking about starting weapon. And I sent him what weapon did you start with in Monster Hunter in general? And he's like, love the Greatsword, but gotta go with heavy bowgun or lance. I'm like, Tech. Not the question, Tech. Answer the question, Jack. I had to re-say the question. It was really funny. It made me laugh, Tech. I love you. I love you so much.
Bad and new aren't mutually exclusive. I'm not coming off the hill, Yulind. You can't make me. You can stay on that hill. I'm just going to say you're objectively wrong. Like, I've known, like, 5 charge blade users that are like, it's an easy weapon. It's not hard at all. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It is unanimously agreed in the community that it is one of the harder weapons. It has so many inputs compared to everything. And, like, so many steps to do anything. Oh, Jesus, that jiggle. Sorry, we talking about center. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that's the only high skill ceiling. Oh. And for starting weapons, that case ones with a guard are easier to pick up, in my opinion, besides charge blade, since it has chores. I disagree with you there, Dunbara. A guard is a nice thing to do. It's a nice thing to have for starting weapons. But I feel like... So my example of, like, the easy starting weapon is the hammer. The way to do hammer is you hold down the charge button, you run at the monster, and you hit them in the head. You've done good damage. And the defensive capabilities of the hammer is you just run fast. You just run around fast and have a big dodge roll. So it's like you're pretty safe on it just running around. The guard weapons, they are all typically like easy to stay alive with, but they're hard to do damage with. The lance and sword and shield, to do good damage with them requires high APM. It requires staying on the monster and knowing their moveset and how to do that. And I feel like a new player isn't going to have that, and they're going to have long hunts, which doesn't make it a bad starting weapon, just not the best category of starting weapon. A guard is a nice thing, though, for a starting weapon. It is very much like, yeah, hit this, you're going to not take damage. My starting weapons were Greatsword and SNS. Whoa. 4 sight? I barely have 2 sight. Well, I kind of answered hijack. I started with Lance. This perspective is also tunneled on winning equals fun. I think that's half of people. Other half is struggle equals fun. I don't know what the breakdown is half and half. I think there's like winning is fun for a lot of people. I think struggling is fun for a lot of people. But I don't think either of those are half and half. I think there's a big category in the middle of people that are just, yeah, I'm just fucking playing the game. And like getting some results is important to them, right? So like, I think of Cairo. No, I think of Foss, where he sees what he likes and he's going to master that. And maybe not the struggle, but mastering that thing he thinks is cool is fun for him. I think of me where I like the, progress. I tried all the things and this one felt really good. This one felt really right and I'm getting good results with it. Thus I play it. That works for me. But then there's a lot of people that are like in the middle that are like, I just want to play with my friends. And they're kind of somewhere between this weapon is cool and, oh, this one's easy to pick up. They're like some smorgasbord of, extra circumstances have them fall on a weapon. And I feel like they're less likely to pick a weapon like Charge Blade or Kinsec Glaive because it has so much extra steps to do stuff. And they're more likely to pick a weapon that it kind of falls them into the progress results because they're just there to have fun and hang out with friends. But, oh, hey, like, they actually fucking stunned the monster. They hit it in the head and knocked it over, and all their friends went, yo! And that result it works for them. Not because of they enjoyed the result for themselves, but because they got the good social result for it. And I feel like there's a big middle category that kind of falls into that situation. Hard to give no snakes, because I don't want to write a novel in your chat. You can write a novel if you want. I'm just going to start reading your comments like Dale if you don't know how to argue and you are very, like, insulting with your comments and don't fully read what I say. My first weapon was the Greatsword. I think when I started playing, hi, Taglog. I love my friends. When I started playing, I tried the Greatsword. And I fucking hated it. I was like, this sucks donkey nuts. I hated the Greatsword. I think I then tried Longsword, and it didn't really gel with me. And then I tried Switch Axe, and that one felt really nice. It was very much like, oh, I'm doing the damage, And I'm doing that. And then, I was struggling compared to my friend because, you know, I was just getting hit way more. And I look back at it now, I'm like, that is the problem with Switch Axe. Its defensive capabilities are the worst of all weapons. And while you get that instant, like, oh, I'm doing good damage, you're going through all your potions. And I feel like that's difficult to recognize as a new player and creates problems down the line. And so that's why my advice is to not start with Switch Axe. Then it goes off time to kill instead of survivability. Well, you're not wrong about hammer. It's just that not every monster is going to allow you to hit it on the head. It also has the riskiest spot to attack since you'll get attacked more frequently if you aren't careful. Can I write a YA novel? What is a YA novel? Yes and no.
I also wanted.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to bring because it was earlier bringing about guard stuff. I wanted to bring up that that does heavily depend on the person for guard. He dead? Oh no.
I did say it was going to happen again.
Oh, okay. You back?
I'm back. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I was a little worried there. You're just doing it for a while. What I was gonna say is it depends on the person whether they find dodging as a defensive or blocking as a defensive easier. It sounds very silly to say, but mentally it can be very different.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fundamentally, I don't want to say that. Also, them being on separate buttons. I don't know if you can rebind in Monster Hunter. Probably not all the games, but the separate buttons for block versus evade, some people might just find it easier to hit certain things. I realized after playing SNS that because I do the Sword and Shield perfect guard thing where I hold guard and then I just tap B, I realized that for perfect guarding, I just have an easier time just hitting it with my thumb as a reaction rather than trying to hit it with my pointer finger, bringing up the, like, perfect guard. And I just find that way more comfortable, and it way more responsive for me. So it depends on button layout of where the things are, and then, like, your mental imagery of, like, dodging versus guarding. There's a lot of nuances to everything.
There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of factors. There are 4 types of defensive styles. There's 4 ways to avoid damage in Monster Hunter. There is blocking. There is evading. There is simply running around the monster's hit and not being where they're attacking. And there is counters. And so, like, you're going to have preferences, right? You know, if you just came off of Sekiro, fucking play longsword. Like you're just in the mindset for it, right? And if you like counters, the longsword is literally just perfect for you. If you like blocking, there's a lot of weapons that have good block options. I don't put any of them in the, like, easiest weapon to start with category. If you like dodging, you know, there's many weapons across my 3 categories for that. And if you like hypermobility and just being ahead of the monster, there's weapons in each category for that as well. I'm personally the hypermobility one. I just want to be running around and moving so fast that, like, I'm not specifically dodge rolling, I'm not specifically blocking. I'm just ahead of the monster. That has always been my preferred style.
Oddly enough, isn't Lance, don't you actually not guard with that usually?
It depends on the game. In past games, blocking was so shit that it was almost always best to build Dodge Lance. That was better for uptime, and that was better for safer because, you know, Monster Hunter has just always had chip damage.
Yeah.
That changed in World. Power Guard did a lot for Lance. And then in Wild, I'm not going to say Dodge Lance is dead, but power guarding and counter hits are so fucking strong on the Lance in Wilds that, like, the the standard playstyle is perfect block, counter stab.
I know, well, no, because it's, I know Cynthia told me about it. Cynthia said they played Lance. I think they said they don't actually usually block that much. It's like a kind of similar to the greatsword, like charge. They have something, right? What is that ability that they have? Play Lance.
So on greatsword, it's like reckless charge. In Lance,
will it just be power block? Do you power?
I think it's.
I don't know.
So there's blocking, there's power blocking, and then there's like the counter block, which the counter block is a block, but it's technically like you're specifically blocking to get this like fast animation hit. It's not like you're just sitting there blocking. And so like it's I could see somebody saying that's not blocking and be like, it feels weird to me to classify it as that, but maybe?
I don't know. I don't remember the conversation. It was a while ago. I just remember something like that. Because I brought up how I perfect guard nonstop, and that's my... I like just fucking... Like, it's not the fastest, but I kind of just like the tango of, like perfect guard. I love fighting Arc-Tempered Arc Build and Shregios, man. Those are my favorite monsters. Shregios, you're my favorite Steve.
I need to catch up on chat. An opinion isn't wrong, Yulind. Opinions can be subjective, but they can also be on an objective thing, and I think calling the Charge Blade an easy weapon is objectively wrong, gamer. I mean, if I'm understanding the argument here, the answer is obviously down the middle between both argument, is it not? Kind of. It's definitely an argument of it's hard to prove or disprove either way. It's very hard to be like, okay, let's do a poll of like 50,000 people. Who is the aesthetic gamer that finds something they like and hard focuses on it until they master it? Who is the progress gamer? Like, we don't have that, and so it's very hard to say, this is objectively the way it is. It's very subjective on each of our personal experiences. Hard to give nuanced takes because I don't want to write a novel in your chat. But then that goes off time to kill instead of survivability. We're not wrong about Hammer. It's just that not every monster is going to allow you to hit it on the head. It's also the riskiest spot to attack since you'll get attacked more if you're not careful. But you can also just attack the feet. Like, your ideal spot to attack with the hammer is the head. But, like, you just don't have to. You can hit the tail. You can hit the feet. You can hit the arms. Just don't hit the heavy armored spot. And even then, you could do that and be fine. Hi, Keo! Can I write a young adult novel? Sure. I love my friends. Poor Greatsword. But also, this one was kind of drawn out. I got 08, drawn out. Sword and Shield was pretty fun, but I think it's because I've always had an aggressive playset. Sword and Shield would actually be one of my favorite weapons. I just don't like Perfect Rush. And Perfect Rush was kind of an answer to the Sword and Shield doing low damage in the past. Because in the past, Sword and Shield was all about, like, fast, constant chaining hits, sticking to the monster like glue, and, you know, constantly smacking it. It attacks you, you've dodge rolled out of its attack. It attacks you again, you block. It attacks you again. Like, you're just always smacking it, and it cannot get rid of you. But, like, it's still just underperformed damage. Even when you played Sword and Shield perfectly, its damage was just mid at best. And so they gave it Perfect Rush to have like more of a burst hit. You know, the monster gets knocked down. You have something to do with Sword and Shield that's like heavy damage. I just don't like it.
Perfect Rush. That's the goat. That's the goat right there. Perfect Rush. Let's fucking go.
I think it's really fucking cool. I just hate the inputs for it. Because I'm the type who, I like to mash my fucking buttons. I don't like timing my shit. And so, it's just, I don't enjoy using Perfect Rush at all. And so, I don't play Sword and Shield much, but in Monster Hunter World, that was my go-to weapon. Because I remember I tried it on Anjanath. He just couldn't touch me. I literally just do the fucking, the lunge slash where you lunge forward and slash, and then you do the roundhouse slash, and then I'd roll. And, like, he literally just couldn't catch me. It was very fun. Young adult. Young adult fishing like that one Battle Royale knockoff. Which one? They're like 100? Well, again, in the end of it all, they'll just come down to ease of entry for all of us when starting one hunt. We all find a weapon that we'll lean towards more better than the others. Well, so not necessarily, because there's a lot of people who, they might have a weapon that's just easier for them, but Charge Blade looks cool. So they master Charge Blade. That's what Cairo, Foss, and Makai were all saying they did. Yulind's natural ass jiggle working overtime today. Hi, Darf. Hunger Diversion Runner, I know, right? Bootyland. Hi, Keo. I mean, this concept is the same thing as fighting games. who either tier whore or you play the cool-looking character. Obviously not actually tier whore, but you have characters that lend themselves to specific styles. Hello, hi, how goes the walk? Yeah, Foss gets it. To be fair, I ended up picking up one of the easiest weapons, but doesn't change why I chose it all the same.
I also did. I love my sword and shield, man. That's my exclusive weapon now, man. I'm a sword and shield.
By my scale, you did not pick one of the easiest weapons, Foss. But Cairo did. Cairo picked dual blades, which I'd say is like number 2 on easy weapons to pick up. Not that it's like
I don't know,
brainless.
Man. The resource managing can be kind of annoying on dual blades.
I don't see that. You go into demon mode, you go into archdemon mode. You're just in one of those.
It's hard, but I feel like it's like I don't know. I don't like managing gauges, or I don't like managing like a constantly draining resource.
That was the reason for charge blade for me as well. I would never pick up hammer in Vega terms. So ugly and brutish. And that worked for you, and that's great. I just don't think it's an easy weapon to pick up, and I think when a charge blade main says it's an easy weapon to pick, just play it. I'm thinking, you fucking obnoxious prick. It's League of Legends when the Kassadin player goes, dude, Kassadin's so easy. I don't understand why 99% of the player base says he's hard. And then you see somebody try to play Kassadin and they just die like a fucking bitch in the middle of the lane. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm happy for you that it clicked naturally for you. That's anecdotal. That is a very outlier example. It's not fucking easy for most people. Fuck you. Gamer, I love you. I am not speaking to you with any malice or vitriol. I just think you're wrong. Definitely has a skill ceiling. I like Lance. All weapons have a skill ceiling. I'd say all weapons in Monster Hunter have a very high skill ceiling. You know, we can take the easiest weapons. Hammer, longsword, dual blades. By my scale, the easiest weapons. And you will see somebody that's like a master of the weapon do crazy fucking shit that you're just like, okay, I didn't even know the weapon could do that. But we are specifically talking skill floor. How low is the skill floor? How easy is it to step onto that skill floor and do okay and do pretty decent? I would say longsword, hammer, bow, and dual blades have a very low skill floor. You do the thing, you do damage. You do decent damage. The monster attacks you, you do this, you don't take damage. I would say my second category, skill floor is a little higher. There's a failing of the weapon that makes it not perform as well for a new, fresh out the gate player. You know, Lance and Sword and Shield, they're going to be more difficult to get damage out. They're going to be slower. Light bowgun, heavy bowgun, they've got ammo, and I feel like new players aren't going to be as good at managing their ammo, and they're going to have longer hunts. And then there's the high skill floor of, you literally have to play a minigame to do your damage out. You can't just hit the monster. You have to do this shit to then do damage. And I feel like that's the highest skill floor. Skill floor. I like Lance. Definitely mentioned you watching one of our friends play dual blades. It made me cringe. I mean, I can see the argument. It's like 2 sessions. Pick charge blade, play the game. Pretty easy, right? It is. Strike and charge. Simple idea and process. Fellow agree to disagree? It's not strike and charge, though. You are lying through your teeth if you say it's just strike and charge. Because you know full well, gamer, that if a new player goes up to a monster and just starts pressing the attack button, they don't do damage. Their sword starts glowing, they start bouncing, and they're like, what? I don't get it. Whereas other weapons, that's not a thing. You cannot say it's just strike and charge. Well, I know, I guess specifically, I'm thinking strike and damage. You can very specifically.
Oh no. No. Come back to us. Oh, he's back. Hi.
Hi, Lexi. All right, I walk around. Also, I've got treadmill or vending machines. Whoa, whoa. Beach day scrape and lick. It is. I think it's a lot more than strike and charge. I think it is strike, charge, discharge, rinse feet. Whereas other weapons are literally just strike. And to say they're the same level of ease, I think is just disingenuous. Well, and that's where it ends up in the discussion. I found weapons with the guard easy to pick up for me, since I can tank the hit and still do damage. And I picked up longsword later, felt more confident in my dodges. But I would be curious, Donvara, how fast were you killing monsters? Because if you're killing monsters in like 30 minutes with lance and sword and shield, like that might feel good and safe. But for me personally, that feels bad when, like, let's say I'm hunting at the same time as a friend and they do a hunt in 10 minutes and it takes me 20. That makes me feel like, oh, I'm doing something very wrong. Why is it taking me twice as long? Maybe I shouldn't be comparing myself to people, but I feel like that's kind of the point of this, is comparing weapons to each other. Caitlin died. Understanding the game better. Because longsword was intimidating to me to pick up, so it had levels of countering that I wasn't comfortable with. You know the one new image going around? With a cat drilling on itself? That's me playing Dual Blade. Video games in general, to be honest. Beach day. Scrape and lick. No Hobbit today? No Hobbit today. Caitlin died. Time to complete. Doesn't matter as long as you like the playstyle. As long as you're getting the same loot, it does. It absolutely does. That's crazy to say it doesn't matter to me. Who cares how long it takes, as long as you can beat them? If a game has a time limit for hunts of 50 minutes, and I am taking 40 minutes each time, that is a sign to me of I'm not doing good. I'm getting close to the timeout. That means my damage is low. That's just what it is. And like, especially if I'm playing with friends and comparing to them, and they're like, yeah, I'm killing monsters in 5 minutes. I'm killing monsters in 10 minutes. And I'm taking 30 to 40. Like, to me, it's crazy to say time to hunt doesn't matter. It wasn't 30 minutes for me. It was less. Good. That sounds like you did very well with those weapons. I would not say that's the standard, like, I would not say this is a standard experience for people picking up sword and shield and lance. If it worked for you, great. Again, that is anecdotal, and that's awesome. There are people, we're talking like in a statistics terms, guys. I'm not saying if somebody picks up the charge blade, it's the hardest weapon to use. It's impossible to have a good first experience. There might be some freak out there that just the weapon clicks with them in every possible capacity. And they kill monsters in 5 minutes to their first weapon, and they just fucking kick ass, take names, chew bubblegum with it. You cannot then say, oh, it's an easy weapon because this person did it. But you beat the mission, so why do you feel a need to improve? Unless you're comparing yourself to others. LOL. You're comparing yourself to others without even seeing others, because that's the state of the game. If you are barely scraping by every mission in low rank, and you're like if you're beating the 5th mission at 45 minutes, if you do that going, man, this is just the way the game is. Like, we're only 5 missions in of a game that's going to take 10 hours for story, and I'm almost timing out. It's going to be that way the whole time. Like, that's you know better than that, Cairo. You know that is an interpretation of the player of you are not doing good damage. Like, I know for a fact you know that, Cairo. Because you're the type that can watch a story and go, gosh, I hope this thing doesn't happen. I can read behind the lines and see obvious signs in game design and whatnot. And you're going to tell me you blatantly ignore that in, a timer for a hunt? I don't get that. Who cares? Who cares? Answered my own question? I think everybody should care. If you're timing out hunts, That should not feel good. You just failed the mission. It doesn't matter if you didn't die. You literally failed the mission. And if you're almost failing hunts, that means you're almost failing the mission, guys. No, I see what you mean. But for me personally, as long as I win, I win. I like the smoothness of how it goes. If I die twice, that feels like it didn't go smooth. If I beat the hunt in 45 minutes of 50, that's not a smooth hunt. That is barely by the skin of my teeth. That is the same as I died twice and I took a hit that got me down to 10% health and I was burning and almost failed. That is the same feeling when you complete a hunt barely. Switch X counter in Rise should have stayed. It kind of did in Wilds. It's just... No, it did. It did stay. It's basically the same. Hi, Shion. That's a nice outfit you have, Yulind. Thank you. That's me. It clicked that fast. Angelance was one. This took a bit longer. I was still understanding the game at the time. Decided to try Gun Lance, but didn't use the shelling to be efficient and damage. And also World Gun Lance wasn't the best compared to the other weapons doing image output. Gun Lance in World in particular was just bad. The best way to play Gun Lance in World was to literally not shell and play a style called Swing Lance. And then they added Wyvern Stakes, which doubled up shelling hits and killed Swing Lance and made Gun Lance too strong, to the point that everybody hated Gun Lance. Hi, I'm the freak that learned the Charge Blade first go. Hell yeah. Hi, Sean. Then I ran with SNS for the rest of my first time run because I wanted to learn dodge windows while guarding at the same time. All this talk makes me want to play Monhun. Hi. And if I enjoyed the journey to win on top of it, hell yeah. Doesn't matter how much time it takes. I feel like ignoring the time it takes to do a hunt is... to me, that's like, are you playing the game because you're ignoring mechanics? Do you want to play Monhunt together? Why can't we just agree people have different tastes and move on? Because that's not even the argument at all. I don't have wilds. I don't know, that sounds like personal experience. 40 mins on low rank just sounds like you're not that good. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't take 40 minutes, gamer. That's not my experience.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired. Can we move on?
No. Because I'm invested in it and it's my stream. And if you guys don't want to be here, bye. Have a great day. Which one do you have? A Garbo one on DS and Monhun Worlds? The one I'm not kissing you, but I am hugging you. Okay. Because someone named it Wilds and Worlds, which is 010 naming. Why? I said that too. Why the fuck did they call it Wilds? They needed a different acronym. Well, okay, they named it in Japanese, and then when it got translated to English, it was like, oh, well. Wait, is it? In Japanese, it has a Japanese name, right? Surely it's not just Monster Hunter Wilds. They don't call it that, right? The only ones I can't do is Older Monhun, because I don't know how to do the multiplayer for 4U and 3U. This is why I just don't know it. I don't know what 4U, 3U is. Like, for example, when I was doing Stories 3. Would have been faster if I ignored all the red and yellow icon monsters? Yes. But I have fun bashing my face against every hard monster? You bet I did. I don't know how you can compare a game that has a literal timer for a mission to a game that doesn't have a timer. Even if it was a feral monster that kicked my ass back to town. I'm a counter slut. If weapon has a counter, I'm on that shit. Oh. Like butter. Wait, you're still talking about Monster Hunter? Yep. Bye, Foss. Really, though? I'm going to bed. Bye. Good night, Foss. Have good sleep. Yes, it is. Oh, you want to play Monster Hunter Worlds? No, I can't because I only have Monster Hunter Worlds. Wilds. Night. I miss you already. I have Worlds. Oh, exciting. Whenever I see Monster Hunter Worlds, I think Worlds and Wilds is Wilds. Wilds is still the name in JP. So they don't have like a Japanese word for Wilds that they call the game. They call it like Wildzu. I mean, when streaming it, you can see the time right there. Does the presence of the timer itself make you feel like that? There is no timer. There is literally no timer, Cairo. There is no timer in Stories that's like, if this hits this time, if you run out of time, you fail the mission. There is a timer going up that's like, hey, we're keeping track of how long you've been in this fight. But there is not a, you had this many turns, you lose. There are enrages where the monster does this big attack on turn 10, but you can just live those. There are things you can do, like bringing a Gravios that has high health and defense, and then has an attack that's like, hey, you counter the next hit and take no damage, while you yourself bring like, Tactical Guard, where if you attack and match the monster's thing, you take no damage. You can survive big attacks. You can just ignore big hits like that in stories. There is not a timer that's like, oh, you took 50 minutes on this hunt. You just auto lose. You timed out. They probably do. They just say wilds because it's a title. It's a thing though, because new players aren't going to consider time to kill a big factor. They're going to pay more attention to not dying usually. Like, I didn't pay attention to kill time, but the hunts never came down to a prompt saying 10 minutes left for me. But that's kind of what I'm saying, guys. It's going to be a better experience if you are having fast hunts. Like with the switch axe, if you play switch axe, you're doing good damage, but you're getting hit a lot and going through all your potions. Like, you're getting through the hunt and you're having fun, but you're not, like, you're not going to feel good, and you're probably not going to have as much fun because you're doing the hunt slightly wrong and you don't know why. You don't know that you shouldn't be going through 10 potions per hunt. Ideally, perfect play, you're not getting hit. You're not going through any potions. A good measure for me, a good mark of if I had fun on a hunt is how many potions I went through. If I hunt a Seregios and I use 0 potions, I feel like I kicked ass. I feel like I did a good job there. And like, that should be a marker of like, this is a way to have fun in the game. If you're going through a hunt and going through all 10 potions, that feels bad to me. And if you play switch axe and it's your first weapon, that's probably going to happen. With time to kill, it's the same thing. If I kill a monster in 5-10 minutes, I feel like I kicked ass. If I take 10 to 30 minutes, 10 to 25 minutes, I feel like, okay, I'm learning, that's fine, sure. If I'm taking over 40 minutes, I feel like I did bad. I feel like I almost failed. Woody Willy, Yulind, hi Whisper. Hi Dawn, there is no fail state. Your name is so long, oh no, he's hot. Hi Shion. He really is today. Hi Jan. Yeah, you can build defense to your really long time, just like wilds. And if a fight, because you built defense, takes you a really long time, do you think people playing poorly because it took you a long time? No! I think that's a completely different metric, Cairo. Oh my god, did it happen again? Because wilds and the mainline monster games have a fucking fail timer! It has a fail timer! What is wrong with you? Hi, Ganna. Actually, when I start Monster Hunter, I didn't see how the longsword was an anime weapon, because I thought you would be Sephiroth with this long Akatana Lamau. I mean, as long as you have fun. I mean, that's what this argument is about, genuine question. It started with, what is a good weapon to start with? What are bad weapons to start with? And I've always categorized Monster Hunter weapons into 3 categories. These are the best weapons to start with. These are okay to start with. These are, you can start with them, but I would advise against it. And people have been fighting me and being like, nah, you should just pick the one you want, ignore the meta. I'm like, it's not about meta, it's about skill floor and stuff like that. And they're like, well, just it's easy to learn a weapon if you like it, if you think it's cool. And like, that's true, that's fine, but not everybody's like that. And I just don't get the obsession with the timer. Well, I think it's the only fun to play with Omega for me. Otherwise, I never look at it, Lamau. Then it doesn't really apply to you because you're above the average gamer. But like, Cairo, if you were going through wilds and every hunt took 40 to 45 minutes, are you telling me you would still be having fun and be sitting there going, oh, win's a win? Or are you sitting there going like, I'm almost failing these hunts. I'm almost timing out. I'm barely making it by the skin of my teeth. I don't know because I don't look at the timer. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. It's a hypothetical. Fucking use your imagination. I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad, and this is why I hate arguing with Cairo. Specifically Cairo. Disagreement on easy new player weapons. Well, now, that feeling is why people don't play more than 1 or 2 weapons, because it feels so bad when you take forever to kill a monster. Exactly! Exactly! I get what you mean, Leon. That comes down to how we all find enjoyment in playing. The other consensus was play what you think looks cool. No. No. For a lot of people, yes, and, you know, for a lot of people, it should be play what you have fun with, which is a lot easier in a group play when you can kind of, you know, get carried and hide behind stuff, but... Now let's play the one with big boobs. Now people choose weapons to play. Some choose what is actually easier, and others choose what looks good. I just look at the obsession. The timer matters, because if you're bad, then you'll hit it and fail. Told you to time him out until Thursday. Note time. It is what Yulind believes people should choose what's easier is the most realistic choices. Not necessarily. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what Okay. We're just going to move on from this because you guys literally are just hearing what I'm saying and saying I'm saying other things. And I'm actually getting mad at it. I'm actually getting mad. I have never at any point said, you should pick what is easiest. I have said, these weapons will be easier to start with and have a better experience. And if you want to play something like Greatsword or Charge Blade, you can still do that. I've said that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta not argue when I'm at the end of a walk. I gotta not argue when I'm sweating my balls off. Someone needs to stand back, Cairo. Time to move on. I shouldn't be telling you what to do. I'm gonna shut up. I see both sides. It's probably just dependent on person. If I were to get into a Monster Hunter, I probably went to pick the easier weapon since I have 0 experience. But for someone with experience in the genre of fighting large things, it likely makes sense to pick what looks cool. That's a nice E-gem you got there, Yulind. It is the slime plort from Slime Rancher. When you feed a pink slime, it gives you the pink slime plort, and that's what you sell. And you sell a bunch of them, and then its value tanks, and you go, oh shit, I gotta get other plorts. I can do my vending machines. I guess the storm is just getting to me, making me anxious for no reason. This must be how Proxy feels talking to me. Pink gem for Pink Boy. That's right. Also, I just realized I got my granola bar today. Hell yeah. What are some notes I have? I saw a guy set a world record for planting mangrove trees. He planted 47,460 mangrove trees in 24 hours. Which, it's one of those, like, not really how it works, right? They had all the holes pre-dug. They had people handing him the mangrove sprouts, the seeds. He had, like, a whole team of people helping him. But it's kind of like one of those, like, hey, we're kind of just setting a record to, you know, draw attention to this, make an event of it, yada yada. People were saying when you plant a mangrove tree, only like 10% of them survive. And doing it this way was like, I bet it's less than 1%. But like, it was still, you know, 500 trees that were expected to survive. It was a very silly record. But like, still kind of cool. It was the dude. God, everyone was like, dude, his back pain. The dude was hunched over like this, just fucking like people handing him seeds and him just like putting them in these mangrove holes. 47,460 trees planted. I read that as Grandma's bar. Grandma's bar. I'm sorry, I was trying to keep the combo on the same track. Just deviated to more min-maxing factors. And it's just ease of entry from the start. You were fine, Donbara. You were disagreeing with me, but at an okay level. You're like, I don't like it when people say, Yulind said this, when I very much didn't. I feel like that's, I don't want to say disrespectful, but it's disingenuous to the argument. And it's like, you're just saying this to win the argument, and that's, I mean, just wrong, right? Especially when I didn't say something like that. Cairo has a way of, like, just insulting me when I argue. And that just pisses me off. Oh yeah, Reckless Ben posted a few hours ago. Apparently he's not allowed to talk about the case anymore. Mentioned Bricks and Minifigs by name. I saw that. He is not allowed to mention the company. And he said normally he'd say, I don't fucking care, I'll do it anyway. But it affects a bunch of other people. It affects the GoFundMe. It is a lawsuit that, like, the case brought against him was very one-sided. And he's very much like, I'm not even allowed to talk about this. What the fuck? And so, I did watch that video. Yes. He wanted to post video 3 and he just couldn't. He's like, I just can't. I'm literally not allowed to. Tracking. Tracking. Is it coming back? Hello? Maybe I'm getting so heated because I'm also just dealing with tracking issues. How dystopian is it to only care about ecological restoration framed through a world record? I think it's icky. It has to get to that point. I don't think it has to get to that point. I think that was just something they used. I think it was like, hey, we want to do this cool thing. Let's draw attention to it. Let's make a community event out of it through this. You know, I don't think it's bad that he used it as a world record. It's also the Mormon bourgeoisie gets away with it again. Yulind said it's my turn to get ice cream. World's been icky for a while, Cairo. Yulind said it's my turn on the Xbox. Cairo moments, gotcha. What's up with all the issues lately? I don't fucking know. I think it's my USB ports, like, overloading. I think it's, the information going through the USB ports is just... Well, I don't know what it is with the tracking, like, when I shoot off in a direction like that. It almost feels like one of the base stations is just... Like, it thinks it's upside down or something. I want to try restarting my computer. I want to try doing another room setup and see if that fixes it tomorrow. I meant to do that for today, and I just... didn't. It's goody wise enough from his police will see who's in the right and justice will be served moment. I have food. I'm coming at it more from an angle of... If it wasn't a publicity stunt, how they could have allocated those funds for even further ecological restoration. You're telling me the bad guys won again? Is the sky blue? I guess I just wish more people did good things to do good things. Sure. But I don't think it's necessarily a this or that. I think it's a, hey, let's do this in this way to get people who normally wouldn't care to do it this way, right? And that's fine. I don't think it's like, yeah, for sure. I think overall it's a good thing. I think overall, my biggest gripe with this whole story is that there are people that were like, this is such a waste of time. Most of those trees are going to die. World record when everybody was helping him. And it's like, what is the end result, my guy? That probably 500 mangrove trees got planted in this otherwise barren section of dirt. That's a good thing. Did you see the clips from the next game and I'm talking about the actual game? I saw a lot of people booing. I saw Trump talking about it after. He was like, oh yeah, it was very loud. I think it was mostly cheers. The people were cheering for me. They love me. It was very loud. And then he fell asleep and took a nap. That's about all I saw from it. I saw that people are pissed because they've been doing watch-alongs in New York. And for this game, they're just like, yeah, no watch-along. Can't do it because of the president. And everybody's like, this guy fucking sucks, dude. You're telling me the internet finds the bad and everything? The sky is still blue. Education is also very important. So they went at it from that perspective. Hell yeah. I think they did it a little bit, but I mean, it was very much like, let's bring attention to this, right? And let's do this thing in a weird way that's, you know, oh, we're setting a world record. Just a way to get people interested in who normally wouldn't be. I love how we're at the point where they have to make a safe space for Trump. God. I need a drink. I need a drink. Fox took the clip during the national anthem of him getting booed. Replace audio, ESPN did too. They've always done that with Trump. They, that's like their go-to is to replace the audio. Oh my god. Wait, hold on, wait. We're done. This is fucking Wrath of the Lich King beaches. I didn't even see it go over. Okay, we weren't walking that long. It was just an extra 40 seconds. Oh my god. 6.3 miles. Where is it? Insane levels of propaganda. You know what really sucks? You pointed out to somebody. You're like, they replaced the audio, he was getting booed. Here's what the actual audio is like. And you show them the real clip. And the people that are like diehard MAGA fans go, well, actually, I think this one's had the replaced audio. You just made it so that people are booing here. And the real one was them cheering that I saw on Fox. And it's just like, how do you deal with somebody like that? That shit is shit from a butt to deal with. You guys go over there. See? We helped you make the walk go faster. Don't justify it, Cairo. Bro, there was a thing I was watching where they talked about how Trump being there was the result of the current Knicks owner inviting him into the game. And they showed the picture of the Knicks owner and it's just like, yeah, he looks like someone who'd get his nose and mouth browned up. Shit from a butt as opposed to what? As opposed to nothing. Then when you prove it for real, they'll be like, well, it enhanced the viewing experience. It wasn't actually propaganda. I think you're lucky to get that far. Okay. Shoes are off. I don't like that tracking. Calibrate. There. That looks much better. Okay. From a deteriorating orange. Yeah. This is online politics you're talking about. They pick a side and stay on it regardless of what's being said. It's like an emu sticking their head in the sand. To be entirely honest, poop from a butt and shit from an ass are such good expressions. I've been having fun with it. So I saw someone recently say, this is shit from a butt. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun to say. That's just so like, yeah? Groupers out, sniff it. They're not out. They're in shoes. What the heck, for free? Hey, Yulind, do you plan on napping today? I want to talk to you about a more deep topic in DMs. But I want you to rest before I bring it up. You can put it in my DMs. And if I nap, I will probably see it and be like, I'll get back to this. Or I'll answer it right then when I'm eating. But like, send it to me now. A lick. Okay. Okay. Anchor. Local. Get me out of this world. Get me out of this world. Where are we going? Beaches? Do I have a really pretty... We're going here. We're going to Cave Nook. Before Okilik. What I do? I don't think I said you did anything. Huh? I'm too tired, Donvara. I'm too tired. It's not the good waves, but... I want the good waves. I want the good waves, damn it. I like Cave Nook, it's so pretty. Fair Lamau. I like Cave Nook, but the other two maps, the one with the shrine and Paradisa, I need more beaches like this that just have the crazy good looking waves. 234.56. Hi, A's. I accidentally hit the stop streaming button, so it's been longer. I'll tell you how long it's been. It's been 3 hours and 54 minutes. But I at some point, I was moving my shit around, and I just oopsied, and I hit the thing. Hello, Yulind, pleasure to meet you in your own stream for a change. I always see you in... Oh. I was getting crazy like that. I always see you in Kairos. Hi. Ugh. Oh. Am I in a good spot? I am. Oh, I didn't get my pillow. Alright. Hi, Kana. What? Okay, the water goes up kind of high here. Hi. Kana. Happy birthday. I meant to join Lugs when we finish when we finish V Rising, and we were gonna go say hi to you. But I got distracted by somebody, and then I like fell asleep, and I was like, oh fuck. Kana, I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Mwah. Thank you, Sweet Bean. Happy Birthma Station. Wait a second, I know your name. Yeah. Hi, Mama Kana. Ugh. Part of me like doesn't want to adjust the camera any more than this. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I'm supposed to be the other. No, this is fine. ASMR natural waterboarding stream. There's not even ASMR for the water. I don't have the world volume on. Oh, I'm fucking tired. It's like most of the time the waves go right over me. And then there's that one per minute that's like, oh, okay. He naked. I'm not naked. Kana's birthday was 6/7, I think. Was it actually 6/7? You could do a nice wallpaper here, Yulind. Hell yeah. Yes? Oh, that's fucking awesome, Kana. You probably hate that, but it's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, happy sex day, everyone. It is June 9th. 6/9. It's 6/9. Wow, you have legs? I do have legs. You've seen my legs. Heck yeah. They're two different mentals. Ugh. What other notes did I have for you guys? I'll go through those real quick. There was the man sets record for planting 47,000 mangrove trees. Why are my frames really bad suddenly? Uh-oh. Computer? Oh. Ah! Oh my god. Ugh. Am I back? No, I'm not back. Maybe I'm back? My frames just went to like 0 for half a minute. Now they're back. No, it's... I'm laying down, and my frames are really bad. What is happening? Does it fix when I sit up? I have a black screen. What do you guys see? Oh god, what is happening there? Is it gonna fix itself? Is it? Guys, I love VR. What is happening? Why? Why? Yeah, I can't see shit. My head screen's just blacked out. And I don't know what the fix is here. Well, I guess we're done here. Kind of a weird end to the stream. Man, guys, I hate tech issues. Steam VR fail. Oh no, Steam VR has encountered an unexpected problem. Restart Steam VR? No, I think I'll just raid out. Who is live today? This one's live. This one's live. Oh, there's so many people live. There's actually so many people live. I don't remember the last time I rated Shock Rail. And she's alive. Steam VR error means you have to end, yeah? I'm a problem. You are not the problem. Can somebody give me the socials? /raid. Shock Rail. Thank you, Kyle. Okay. Where is Chatterino? There are 2 different rentals. Good job with your walk today. Thank you, Spacefish. Let me know how your stream... Let me know your stream name, so I can add you if you really need to play Monhunt together. Denlin, not again. He's dying in an annoying way. He really doesn't want you streaming, oh dear lord. I don't know what's going on lately. That was my PC that was freezing. No, I was just like, I started getting really bad frames. It just got worse and worse. Instagram tilt. He's Mpreg on stream. Nice stretch. Cries. What the fuck? Breakdance stream. Body horror on my comfy stream. The return of Pretzel and walking our way over stream VR crit. Sadly, I'm a problem. Hope you nap well. Love you. Techno. Violin, have a good nap and good job today. Okay. Thank you everybody for keeping me company. God, crazy tech issues today. I'm really hoping I can try some things to fix it today, but yeah. We did 6.2 miles. I love you. Bye.